I just like us to focus ourselves on the screen as we present to you some friendly reminders on how we're going to approach this training. First, I'd like us to observe some Zoom basics. Of course, it will be a long day. This training will run for 4 days at the same time. It's scheduled from 9 to 5 p.m. Of course, there will be breaks along the way, but we hope that you'll be able to listen and focus attentively. Uh, Kindly turn off your mic at all times, especially when they're not in use. If in case you'd like to address those, just raise your Zoom hand and we'll address them accordingly. We entertain chat questions, so if we are shy to unmute our mics, please just throw in some questions over the chat box. Along the way, there will be questions, and if you think that we're able to address your questions, please do acknowledge. Beginning tomorrow, perhaps, again, those who, we all know that others just came in so early. Let's continue to do so, but tomorrow, we'd like us to be in, register 20 to 30 minutes before the Zoom meeting. We encourage us to take notes for questions, clarifications, and Q&A. May nagtanong po kanina, is this session recorded? Yes, we will be recording the entire session, and we will be turning over as well the recorded session of Cebu. This is in particular for those who will may not be able to catch up or at least miss some training sessions, but nonetheless, we'll be able to provide you the recorded sessions. We understand that this is a new normal for all of us, and there will be intermittent connections at times because of data connection siguro, or at times because of location. Right now in Metro Manila, it's raining, but it has stopped. But since early in the morning, it has been raining heavily here. And so we will be expecting some interference. Again, let's just observe this one. But even before we start with our training, if you may just allow me to call our COO, Mr. John Emil Eugenio, to just give us his address. And after that, we'd like to hear as well from Dean Manya. But I understand that at around 10 o'clock, Attorney Go, the president, will be addressing us as well.
Yeah, it will be Attorney Go who will be addressing. So pass lang muna ko, Sir Jeric.
Okay. So for now, ma'am, I will, from our end, I will now call our young and wisdom-filled COO, Mr. John Emil Eugenio. Sir?
Thank you, Sir Jeric. To Attorney Go, President of the University of Cebu, Ms. Candice Gotianoy, Chancellor, Ms. Ophelia Manya, Vice Chancellor for Business Development for Innovation, Dr. Yolanda Saison, Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs for Professional Education, or for General Education, Dr. Annalisa Zon, Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs for Professional Education, members of the Executive Committee of the University of Cebu, deans, professors, colleagues from CNE and CE Logic, good morning. On behalf of CNE Publishing, I want to thank all of you for joining us in this momentous event. Today marks the beginning of a stronger partnership between two organizations committed to providing excellence in education. Both CNE and University of Cebu share the same vision of being an industry leader by instilling excellence in education to enable the youth to be globally competitive. With this vision in mind, CNE and UC are able to expand its partnership from print resources and now to technology and delivery platforms. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected our lives and has put most companies to a halt. Precautionary measures imposed by the government have challenged the operation and processes of academic institutions. While challenges are inevitable in these times, UC found measures to continuously provide quality education by innovating at its existing resources. For that, I take my hats off to the executive committee of the University of Cebu, led by Attorney Arustugo and Ms. Candice Gutianoy. Despite the circumstances brought by the global pandemic, we firmly believe that academic institutions as University of Cebu is needed by the youth to remain globally competitive in the fourth industrial revolution. It's through Education 4.0 and STEM education that teachers are able to prepare the students to become adept in problem solving, creativity, analysis, teamwork, independent thinking, communication, and digital literacy. Which are the skills and competencies that are of high demand in the future workforce by 2020, according to the World Economic Forum. Undoubtedly, the support and cooperation among stakeholders from the government, the industry partners, or solutions providers like CNE and academic institutions is needed in delivering the Education 4.0 experience. Through the years, CNE has grown from being a distributor of foreign textbooks to becoming a technology provider and publisher of local contents for basic education to graduate studies. Over the years, we have not been exempted from several challenges caused in the industry, such as the decrease of nursing students brought by the surplus of workforce in the Philippines, and now with the economic downturn brought by the pandemic. However, by being adoptive, we found an opportunity to venture to digital platforms and technology solutions intended for the educational institutions. The strategic objective of providing globally competitive products and innovative solutions truly helps CNE to initiate institutional partnerships and remain as the industry leader. CNE will continuously uphold to its objective of bringing innovation to provide quality education for our youth. Please be assured that CNE has institutionalized processes and structure to support academic institutions toward digital transformation. Support that we impart also includes building foundation for teachers' competencies through continuing professional development programs. At CNE, we believe that the youth should be at the core of everything we do, and the rest will follow. In this partnership, we are confident that with CNE's core values of being adaptive and the University of Cebu's eye care, the outcome will be tremendous. Therefore, this partnership is beneficial for the future of our youth. On behalf of CNE's management team, I want to express the sincerest gratitude for entrusting us with the delivery of technology and contents for the basic and tertiary education in your institution. Again, thank you, and we hope that you will find the training meaningful. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Sir Emil, for welcoming us and trusting us as well. Thank you for your kind time, knowing that you really are so busy right now. Thank you for just being with us today. Okay, moving on. We're about to start the training already, but allow me just to give us, again, a quick recap of what Sir Emil just mentioned a while ago. We've been in the industry over the last 27 years, and two big words here, relevant and adaptive. That was have made us relevant and competitive at the same time in these changing times. So we are offering almost every educational solutions that you can think of, from digital to STEAM educational resources to makerspace, professional development, training, support. Now, big question, are we ready to serve and connect our learners confined in a digital home learning environment? I'm a father of four. At least three of my children are now in school, and they started reporting today to their respective classes. We all woke up very early in the morning because as early as 7 o'clock, they have to meet their respective teachers through asynchronous learning. It's quite exciting times ahead of us, but at the same time, we all know, we recognize as well that it will be a challenging one. I'd like to introduce to you the learning management system that was adopted by University of Cebu. Moodle Learning Management System
Turn off
powered
the lights now. I have a training.
education. TV, kindly manage na lang the microphone. So we started partnership with them as early as 2018 to deliver every aspect of learning management system. I'd just like us to give us a quick overview about this, and later on we'll jump right away to the hands-on teacher training. Okay, we all know what Moodle is. For many of us, we are very familiar with Moodle. It stands for Modular Object-Oriented Dynamic Learning Environment. And it is the largest, the biggest LMS in the world right now, whether it's in K-12, higher education, professional development. I decided to play this because for some of us, again, if I'm going to scan the crowd, some are in the advanced level already in the world of LMS, some are just really starting. So we have to break some point there, and we thought of introducing as basic as we can. And we would like to do that by introducing this video of Moodle. Allow us to share to you this short video.
Meet Maria. Maria is an educator at Orange Academy, teaching a variety of courses, including media studies, economics, and history. Because she uses Moodle, her learners can easily access these courses, check their progress, and see what they need to do. Maria teaches her courses in English, but Moodle works in over 100 languages. She and her learners are able to quickly Maria gets her learners to share ideas in forums, engages them with media, and uses quizzes to check their understanding. They can submit assignments on the go from their smartphones, and Maria can comfortably grade them wherever she chooses. Moodle's tools help Maria inspire and support her learners. Moodle is used in every country in the world by educators just like Maria, in K-12 classrooms and higher education institutions. Moodle is also widely used for training, professional development, and inductions in many organizations and businesses of various sizes. There are hundreds of millions of Moodle users globally, and this number keeps rising. What makes Moodle the world's open source learning platform is our commitment to open processes and development, build and support together with a huge and diverse global community of users. Our mission is to empower educators like Maria with powerful, flexible tools that will contribute to and are resulting in improvements to our world. Explore the various ways to get started with your own Moodle site at moodle.com.
Okay, so Moodle has to be implemented and managed by experts and its certified partners. I'd just like to highlight their experts and certified partners, as Moodle is an extremely dynamic platform that offers unmatched functionalities and features. So just like to highlight there as well that eThink Education is a leading premium certified provider of Moodle in the US, known for being the largest certified Moodle partner in the world. Siguro just to give us lang a quick expectations about eThink, which will be delivering the learning management system of Moodle. Allow me just to give us this quick video clip again of eThink.
eThink can help. eThink's fully managed, completely customizable digital learning platforms make teaching and training totally effortless. We work with all kinds of clients to provide cloud hosting, implementation, integration, consultation, and management services for the open source Moodle and Tatara learning platforms. We'll work collaboratively to design your solution so it's perfectly suited to meeting your goals. And with unlimited storage, modules, and support from our friendly experts, you'll have the resources you need to maximize your learning program outcomes. With eThink, you won't need to get tangled up in the back-end maintenance of your system. You can focus on what's important and leave the rest to us. eThink, a true partner in e-learning.
Sir Jeric,
Yeah.
sorry, Sir Jeric. Attorney Go is ready to come in. I will give the cue, ha? Na
Okay.
he can come in. Okay.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Thank you for
Okay.
the notation.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So there you go. What are we going to deliver to University of Cebu in partnership with eThink? We'll cover 5 major areas here: the implementation, service, cloud hosting, of course, ongoing consultation, and the various aspects of integrations, particularly on your existing solutions, systems, contents, and databases. We are all excited to journey with you in terms of delivering synchronous and asynchronous learning modalities through our fruitful partnership, which has been really strong and established over the past 20 years. And as your partner here in the Philippines, together with eThink, expect that we will be providing training and experiential workshop for teachers, administrators, and school learning management system champions. We'll be providing you as well self-paced training modules. Of course, after sales support and service, consultation and dedicated customer support. And as I have highlighted a while ago, we'll be providing high integration of your contents, systems, and solutions. So in a nutshell, this is what's going to happen. Imagine on your left side, the contents that you have, whether your own contents or whether they are published and distributed by us and represented by us, particularly those from the international publications. For many of us who are familiar with Cengage for Mindtap, Connect from McGraw-Hill, MyLab from Pearson, Wiley, PrepU, Clinical Key, even the digital library solutions that you have. We will be providing you the necessary integration so that you can enjoy the benefit of what we call the single sign-on and be able to basic or provide a basic or deep integration to the learning management system. So this is the kind of setup that we're going to provide with University of Cebu. So we are ready to do the hands-on teacher training, but I understand that Ornigo will be joining us in a few while to address as well.
Yeah, he will be joining us in probably. He's trying to come in.
Okay, Bob. Okay, Bob. I'm actually about to finish this segment. So tama-tama po, Dean, so that after we can already do the hands-on teacher training.
Yeah.
Okay. Sige po. Again, we'll continue. So the hands-on teacher training, some expectations we're going to walk us through. Then we just would like to highlight the highlights of our training for the basic and advanced Moodle LMS by eThink. And then we'll do the hands-on teacher training. For the expectations in the training, we will focus on participants' engagement and active learning. I just like to highlight here that it's quite a challenge when we do virtual or online training, but don't worry with that. We will be patient in journeying with you. But at the same time, as I have highlighted a while ago, we will be recording the whole session. Some cannot catch up at the pacing of others, but we can always refer to that recorded session at any given point of time. We will be turning over the sessions to you. Another one, by mastering the use of LMS, we will be sharing useful tools and information to help you deliver your learning programs to your students right in the confines of their homes. And finally, we'll help you be ready for the new norm of the learning process, thriving amidst the changing educational landscape. Okay. Number two, in focus, the basic and advanced Moodle LMS training outline. We have two segments for the training. One is the basic one, Moodle 101, which is all about content or course creation. So the goal of this course, as you can see on your screen, is to provide you with an understanding of the Moodle Learning Management System basic functionality. And upon successful completion, you will be able to start developing your own Moodle course pages and achieve ETING's recommended Moodle minimum for traditional face-to-face and online courses. You can think of this course as addressing those items you would need to know as a course creator in Moodle. For Moodle 201, we will be identifying in a nutshell LMS champions based on the recommendations of the institution of UC. We will, I understand that there's already a list of appointed Moodle champions for the LMS, and basically they'll be responsible in the course management or overseer on that sense. The goal of this course is to provide them with training in some more advanced areas of Moodle LMS. Does it mean that for those who attended the basic and can they get also the advanced one? Yes, definitely, because we are providing as well the recorded sessions and at the same time the self-paced courses that are available online. So upon successful completion, you'll be able to incorporate multimedia and more robust learning activities into your course design. You'll also further understand the process of actively managing your Moodle courses. Just like to emphasize as well that between Moodle 101 and 201 during the course of our training, may mga ipapasok na rin po kami mga advanced courses doon. Because when we were redesigning again the training, we thought that in areas where we are able to teach the basic, it's best as well to address already and jump into the advanced level as well, because there's just a thin line between the basic and the advanced for some of the modules. Okay, so here's what we have for our training schedule. Moodle 101, the course creation will run on August 17 and 18, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then the advanced one will be 19 to 20. All of us.
Excuse me, Sir Jeric.
Yes.
Attorney Go is now ready to come in.
Okay.
Attorney Jack. Yes. Sige. Okay na, sir, for Attorney Go to come in. After Attorney Go, diretso din si Miss.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Then perhaps Sir Emil can also again welcome Attorney Go, RCO.
Yes. Sorry, Sir Jeric, ha?
No problem, ma'am.
Okay.
It is just the first part of our training, so no problem
Yes.
at all. This is more of the introductory part. So, yeah.
Okay, sige.
To whom am I talking now? To who? Isa man yung mga teacher na to?
There are 584 applicants. Ma'am Ophel, please.
Yes. We have college teachers, sir. We have about almost 600 now in attendance for college teachers, because we have a different schedule for basic education. Sir Jerry, can you please remove the screen? Yes. Okay. So we have 600 college teachers, sir. We will have a different schedule for basic education. And then, of course, the team from our partner, eThink, from CNE. They will be training our college teachers for this week, about 4 days of intensive training. And after that, the teachers can continue with the content development.
I'm happy to hear from you, Dr. Mania, and the rest of our faculty I hope everybody is okay, and your family and your loved ones. When March was about to end, last March, middle of March, I immediately before that happy kayo kay everything is in place. Atong building is in place, atong faculty is in place. All of a sudden, we were told to stop classes. And so what happened is we were not even able to have graduation. And we were not able to collect the tuition fee, the final, and so forth. I was thinking, kajutra ni kayo. By July, okay na ni. Turn out to be now, it's already August, and then it's going to be moved to October pa. So, when I was asked by you people, the head, that we will continue the summer classes to online, and so we did. And so after that, June and July, I was asked by our people that what will happen to our teacher. So Candy and I decided to give financial assistance on these things. I'm still very worried about whether we can have face-to-face class. But today's newspaper, I was able to read that internet cafe is open. So I believe that Jack and Bangan went to Silva because Candy was saying that we'll go to internet cafe. And so Father Silva and Abangan, they are cousins. So they said, makabaos na yun ko ni Atty. Go. So Father Silva give us
akong connection namin seminar karon.
We have 3 locations. So and now if this internet cafe will be open, could we use that also? So I mean, if you kamong Vice Chancellor, basaha ang Sunstar karon adlaw. So Captain Malaga, if you are there, who's in charge of the training center, mahimo na naabli ang atong training center. I already asked that the poll be finished by the end of this month, and they promised me, or else I'll not pay them. So by the end of this month, I make a mistake. I thought that Captain Malaga, you need to have a big area for sea to drop the lifeboat. Di man di ay. So we just built a pool, mahimo naman na. So we can have all the courses done inside METC. So I see somebody there who is wearing a uniform in maritime. Is the training center director here with us now?
No sir, no sir.
So tanawan nimo Captain Malaga nga makuha na nato ang kuan, we can start already prepare by start of September 1.
Yes sir, yes sir.
Another one is if Manya, Son, and the rest of you try to work out whether we will open in October 5 or we will open in September 1. So those are the things I would like to hear from you. No? So, Anna, it's very confusing. I have not seen a more confusing situation in my life. And then I'm so sad that so many of my friends, they're losing a lot of money. They're going bankrupt. Airline companies, they lost in 1 month 1 billion pesos. And then barbershop cannot open. It's a good thing I have a barber who was able to go to my house, but I took a lot of precautions just to have a haircut now. So selling automobile, patay. So that, I don't know what, and then I'm just asking that we have to sacrifice, all of us, but we will not forget you. That's one thing. So I'm happy that watching this internet thing, Nora, it looks good. And I think they can learn a lot from this internet thing. So I'm one person who does not know anything about internet. I don't even know how to use the telephone. So continue with what you're doing. I'm very happy to see that from here we can talk to each other and you Nona, no? So good luck to this endeavor. I am very happy with this. May I just ask that all of you cooperate with your Vice Chancellor. Thank you and good morning to all of you.
Morning, Attorney.
Morning, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Morning, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, sir.
By the way,
Thank you so much, sir.
Attorney Go, this is Emil, Eugenio, Chief Operations Officer of CNE Publishing. Again, on behalf of us, the management team of CNE, would like to express our sincerest gratitude for entrusting us to deliver the digital platform and also for digital contents to your institution, the basic education up to the tertiary education. Worry not, sir. We will support University of Cebu. Our team is composed of different support groups from basic education up to the tertiary education. And now the training for e-think is now being managed by Mr. Jeric Gomez, our Vice President for Business Development and Growth Markets. Then we have another team as well working for the basic education team. So please be assured, sir, that we will be here to guide and to be a torch bearer of innovation for University of Cebu as we share the values of providing excellence in education.
Thank you.
Morning, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Attorney Jack. Attorney Jack.
Yes, ma'am. Morning.
Si Miss na po. Si Miss. Right after Attorney Go.
Okay. Miss Candice is here. Good morning, Miss.
Good morning, Miss.
Good morning. It's very good to see all of you online. This is a very different kind of teacher training that we're used to. But first, I want to say that I'm glad that you're all well because this COVID is really something else. It's a different kind of virus that's very, very vicious. As you know, we have UC Med, and we are part of the hospital group. Please be very, very, very careful these days. I have to let you know that the COVID cases, the cases have been rising. So in the past 3 or 4 days, COVID admissions to hospitals have been rising. And these are severe and critical cases. These are not mild cases. These are the cases that need to be rushed to the ICU. Our ER also, people are coming in more than they were a week ago. It's not being reported yet in the news because the spike, it's not a spike yet. It's just a slow growth. But we can already see the effects of the GCQ. So whatever gains we had during the ECQ, we are losing it by the day. Be very, very careful. And I would advise you, if you go out, always wear that face mask because it's really been proven that it goes through the eyes and the nose and the mouth. The eyes were the ones that were left unprotected when we first had face masks. So please wear eye glasses or goggles or face masks, and just don't touch your face. I'm saying that out of concern because we are seeing a lot of people who are coming into the hospitals, and I have seen my share of people who have passed away, and friends have gotten it. So it's I don't want it to happen to you. It's a very, very painful way if you have a severe or critical case. So please make sure all protocols in your house are followed, and that's for you and your family. Please spread that word in your families also. Take care of the protocols. They're very, very important. Don't take them for granted. So that's my intro. It's not a very enthusiastic intro, but it's something that I think needs to be addressed or said because it really is a life or death disease, and there is no cure for it. Now, I find this difficult to do because this is not, we're not under normal circumstances, and I find this difficult to do because I'm trying to tread the ground between hopefulness and reality. As Attorney Go mentioned, we were not able to in March, we were not able to get the tuition fees of the students, no, and that's really what you know how our students are. They only always pay at the last minute, and they always pay on the fourth before the exam. And so we did not make APAS, we did not do anything because we also know it's a pandemic. So what are you going to do? Diba? Parang it's life over money. But during the course of the June summer courses in March, April, May, we decided that just to give out the for those with summer classes, to give the summer classes pay even without the work. Supposedly it's no work, no pay, but we decided let's release it. And then afterwards, when it became longer, we gave about 5,000 pesos per teacher. I don't understand. I know that some people, or a very, very tiny fraction of people, were ungrateful, I was told, but I don't understand why. Because I really think that the company, the university, as a family, has tried to help everybody as much as we can, and we will try to do so. And that shows you that I think our past actions have showed you that we are going to be by your side as much as we can, because at the end of the day, it's really about numbers. Right now, we have about 37,000 students who have been approved by the dean, but only 31,000 have actually paid or are paying in the process of paying with the accounting. Okay. I need to let you know the whole picture because I need to let you know where we are coming from. Okay, we need about 22,000 paying students for main and METC alone for us to break even. Let me repeat that number: 22,000 paying students at main and METC alone for us to break ROI, break even ng good, not make any profit, but break even. Okay. Before, we've always relied on promissory notes, on people paying at the very end, and then that's when we get it, and we would just advance the money and all that, no? But right now, things are very, very hard. People have lost their jobs. the working students who are like at Jollibee, I've seen it. They wrote me. They said they can't get to work, or their jobs also they have been sacked also. The wages have been cut. So it's in between a rock and a hard place. So we are trying as much as possible to enroll students, but we also know that this is not going to be easy. We are not going to reach a 60,000 that we did last year. We are hoping for, well, we are trying to aim for a figure that will cover our ROI or more. We are trying to figure that will cover the ROI and still get a little bit more sana. Now, I am glad though. So you know the picture. The honest is because I'm being transparent because you have to know. And you have to know because I don't want you to be surprised at the end. I don't want you to say, you know, I don't want to just say rah rah rah, or everything's fine. We are in good shape. Everything. No, I'm not.
Hello?
Hello, Miss. No.
Hello? Hello?
Lost Candice connection.
Miss? Naputol si Miss, no?
We lost your audio, Miss.
Madungog, ma'am. Chat lang siguro.
Miss, walay audio.
Miss?
Yeah, she knows she's fixing her audio now.
Okay.
We'll just wait for a while.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Sorry,
Yes.
there's something wrong with my.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So dramatic pause. Here. But what are we? Okay. True story. This just happened like a few months ago to me. I was with a business group, and this business group I have been with for about 15 years, and they were like family. I would say they were like family. We were a group of about 10. I had seen them through their divorces. I had seen them through the births of their kids. They had seen me in my roughest times. They had seen me in the best of times. We had been together. I had been with them for 15 years. So you can imagine a lifetime of fun, a lifetime of tears, a lifetime of joy, a lifetime of everything. 15 years. Then just during the pandemic, we had something like this in a Zoom call wherein we had a training because we met every month. We would meet every month. Every month we would meet. We would discuss business or we would discuss personal. It was a very tight group, and I thought it was family. They were my family. So what happened then, and actually this is actually very upsetting to me and very hurtful to me. So I actually haven't spoken to a lot of people about this, not even my closest friends know, but for the sake of understanding what we're going through, I'll share you this example. So this group that had been my family for 15 years, said, we're going to have this training session because this business group I belong to was not just a business group. You really had to train for it to level up. So we had a training session for about 4 hours. 4 hours. After the 4 hours, the moderator, the one who was in charge of the group, told me that they'd actually voted me out. But they never told me. And I said, why? And I said, because of absences, accumulated absences. And I was so upset, I was so saddened, I was so hurt. I wrote to them twice in WhatsApp. And I said, I've been with you for 15 years. I want to stay in with the group. What can I do? They didn't answer me because the rules were that only the moderator can answer you. I didn't care. I wrote again. I said, okay, if we have changed our direction, I will abide by that change. But just give me another chance. Please give me another chance. I want to be part of this group. You are my family. It's like, if you let me go, it's like cutting off my limb. It didn't work. So I was out of the group that I've been with for 15 years. And they didn't even have the courage to go on Zoom and say goodbye. There's more to that, but for us, that is the story. This is why I insisted that for the Vice Chancellor to tell you that if you undergo this training, it is not a sign that we can give you load. It's not a guarantee that we can give you load for the next semester. I firstly told them that because of that particular instance. They were my family. I shouldn't have had to go through the training, but I did, and it was only after that I was told that I'm not going to be part of the family anymore. I don't want you to feel that way. It feels very hurtful and painful. So the caveat here is that I want them to tell you frankly that I'm glad you're here, but it is not a guarantee that we can give you load, because it's really, and it's not for the lack of wanting to give you load. It's not for the lack of wanting to have you with us. It's really a matter of numbers. People cannot afford at this time. Okay, so that's why actually I'm glad that there are almost 600 people here, because that shows hope. That shows you are hopeful, and that shows our resiliency. That's something that we can rely on, and that's something that will help us through this time. I know people have been helping the Vice Chancellors and the CAD when we were trying to figure out a way to make UC work, to get more students. I know that. I'm so very glad for that, because it shows your love for UC, and it shows that we are working together even without the pay, even with just a financial assistance given on a monthly basis. Okay, so this is something that's it's hopeful. It's very hopeful to me to see all of you here. So what are we doing to make it more accessible? I don't know if you've seen the Facebook account that I have. I put out there that we are going to go to the provinces and set up shop there. We're going to put we have partnered with Sebeco, with Father Silva, as Tornigo said, and we are going to put the computers there. Okay, and we are also looking for internet cafes that we can tie up with, so that the students and teachers will no longer have to look for and pay for access to the internet, and will no longer need to have devices other than their phones, if you wish. UC will currently looking for that, and we have some very good internet cafes coming in already. There's one with 40 feet, with 40. I saw one with 40 computers in Bogo. That's a possibility. You know, we're trying as much as possible to be innovative in this crisis, to get to our students. Instead of them having come to us, we're going to them. And how does that help you? That helps you because we are looking at areas in Carcar, Toledo, and was it Danao? I don't know. It's Carcar, Toledo, and one other place. And we are looking at more areas. Camotes, we're looking at Leyte. We're open to those areas just so that we can help the students get access to computers and in that way get more. Because when they have access to their computers, their expenses become less. They don't have to come to the city, right? So if it becomes less, then more money can go into tuition. More money can then go into paying you for your load. So it's something that we're looking at. We're trying to be very, very innovative in this time of crisis. So we are open to areas in Camotes. We're open to the areas in Leyte. So long as there's a big group of students, we're open. We want to open that. And we are looking also for our plan is that we will have one champion in each area to help oversee the computers and then help the students access help the students with the learning. So we're doing all of this in an effort to get more students and to get more paying students because that's what we need. Right now, we are getting people right now we are getting people who are students who have a lot of promissory notes in the past. Okay, so we're trying to get them in. We're trying to get them back in by lowering talaga the 50%. We're trying to lower it as much as possible just to get them in. So what we're doing is really going to the students. And for those in the city itself, what we're doing now is that we are doing UC all the campuses at UC will be open. So all the computer labs will be open. Our Wi-Fi facilities will be open. Everything will be open so that they don't have to look for an internet cafe and spend money. They can just come to us. Those in the city can just come to us. That saves them money also. So, and that makes teaching easier because wherever you are, if you can teach in, say, Carcar, we can try to help you teach them in Carcar. It's not a promise, but we are working on this strategy. If you are in Bogo, for example, maybe we can help you teach. Maybe we can give you a load so you can help the teachers there. But again, we are still looking at the entire thing. Right now, our focus is we will get the students and the teachers the capacity, the devices to bring for us to get on board so that we can do online learning. With Father Silva, he has offered us 3 areas, and they're very spacious areas. I saw the photos; they're very, very spacious. We can set up the computers there. The students, we can access the computers, and they will be able to write down their assignments, put a USB card, and then go to the internet cafe and put it up. Cabling was too expensive. We were looking at 170,000 for cabling plus connectivity pass. So no, what we can do is look at internet cafes. If they're small, we can expand. And they already have the beauty of it. They already have the existing connection. So if they have existing connection, but it's not that good, we can just upgrade their connection. We're willing to do that. We're willing to help the internet cafes so that we can help you. So this is the way forward. This is the way we're going. We're trying to get as many internet cafes as possible. And then we're also trying so that we can we can help as many students, we can reach as many students, and we can help as many teachers as we can. That is our strategy. That is our roadmap. We don't want to leave anybody behind. But again, I have to be realistic. It's really difficult because I want to give you hope, and I'm really glad that you're here, but I have to be realistic. 22,000 paying students it's going to be hard to get. Our students are poor, we know that. So that works against us now. But we are UC, so we are always very innovative, and we always try to do our best. Okay, so I am glad to see all of you, and I am so glad to see that 600 have showed up, because that shows resilience, that shows hopefulness, and the one thing that really will keep us alive is hope. So thank you very much. I really hope that we can get through this together, and I believe we will. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thanks a
much.
lot, Miss Counselor.
Thank you, ma'am.
Amping ha, amping tanan. Pag ayaw
Yes,
gyud
Mom.
pag-
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ayaw gyud
Thank you,
pag-
Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Yeah. Amping gyud. Malisod ta karon.
Okay, Amping. Kamusta, Miss? Amping, ha?
Oh,
Thank
ayaw
you.
gyud pag-
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you.
Take good care of your dad.
Thank you, Miss.
Oh, amping gyud
Thank
tanan.
you.
Salamat.
Salamat.
Thank you, Miss. Amping po.
Miss,
Thank
stay
you.
healthy always.
Hopeful lang kita, hopeful. Hopeful lang kita tanan ha.
Oh,
Hopeful
yes,
lang kita.
Miss. Yes, Miss. Thank you.
Thank you,
Salamat,
Miss.
Tad. Thank you. Salamat. Okay. Let's
Thank you, Miss Candice.
Thank you. Salamat, Tad. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Miss. Thank you. Keep
Thanks, ma'am.
safe.
Salamat kayo.
Bye, ma'am. Amping sad.
So, Ma'am Ophel, Sir Emil.
Sir Emil,
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
would you like to say something, Sir
Yes,
Emil?
yes, ma'am. This is Emil, Ma'am Candice, Chief Operations Officer of CNE Publishing. We feel your challenges, and likewise for CNE, we do also have our own struggles and challenges at a point in time. It is fortunate that we at CNE were able to infuse new technologies such as fit for distance learning, and we're truly proud and that we have partnered with UC to deliver distance learning, the technology, the contents from basic education to higher education for the youth. As shared a while ago during the opening of this session, CNE and UC share the same values of providing education, affordable education with quality, of course. And we truly support University of Cebu in your vision. And likewise, our team will guide your professors, the administrative, and the executive committee towards the digital transformation. And I feel the dedication that your message earlier, the commitment to provide still quality education to our youth. You're looking at several options, even to the level of finding computer laboratories or partnering with different organizations, and on behalf of CNE management team, thank you very much for entrusting us to your program of providing education through technology.
Thank you, Emil. I'm glad that our values are aligned,
Yes.
and that you're here to help us. We really need for you to help all our teachers, because this is a different ball game now. With this is something very new to all of us. So please help us with this. Be very patient with our teachers, because this is something very new.
Yes, ma'am.
And by the way, our classes are starting September 1. So I think, I'm not sure if you know that, but we are started, classes will start September 1.
Noted, ma'am. We'll coordinate, ma'am, the technical side of creating the codes for the students, establishing the data structure for the administrator down to the teachers, and even to the student access. We're building that to prepare for the opening of the classes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Emil.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
ma'am. Sir Jerry.
Okay. Thank you, Ma'am Candice. Thank you, Attorney Go, for those encouraging words, really filled with wisdom and words filled with so much assurance, especially at this point where we really are in a very challenging and difficult time. Thank you for reminding us to remain hopeful during these times. Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Candice, again. Thank you, Attorney Go. Thank you, Sir Emil.
Yes, sir.
I guess at this point, we will resume already with our training session. Am I right, Ma'am Manya?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Sige.
sir. Please.
Okay. Again, I'll take off from here. I think this is where we stopped a while ago. So as I was sharing to us, it will be a 4-day training program for us, learning about the basics of LMS up to the advanced one. So day 1 and day 2, they are basically the basic, and day 2, 3, and 4, sorry, that will be about course management. So all of us here will be attending the 4-day training session. But as I have mentioned earlier, we'll be scheduling a separate training for the super admin or the site administrator of UC, and another 2-day training for the LMS champions that were identified by different vice chancellors and project leads of the LMS of UC. Okay, so again, just to flash again some friendly reminders here. Let's observe some Zoom basics. Lalo na if we're not using our microphones or not going to raise questions, please always turn them off. We'll spend a good amount of time later for the question and answer, but for now, if you have questions along the way, just jot them down. Later on, we're going to address them. As we have experienced over the past 5 months that we have been here on Zoom, every now and then we lose connections, we lose audio, we lose video, we entirely lose connection to Zoom. Don't worry, just try to reconnect, and our gatekeeper, Miss Phoebe, will always be there to admit us. Just a caution there that when we reconnect, immediately as soon as we're able to reconnect, kindly turn off your microphone so that we will not cause disturbance during the session. Okay, so let me just introduce the team. Jeffrey Francisco, he will be walking us through. He's a specialist when it comes to a learning management system. As declared a while ago by Ma'am Candice, we will support you on that one. We will walk you through patiently and slowly during the whole course of the training. Some we recognize na medyo may talagang very basic pa yung understanding about LMS and about technology by itself, while some medyo nasa medium, at the same time advanced level na ng know-how about the LMS. So I'd like to propose to the body that we will address from the very basic. So each and every one of us will learn side by side and together, especially as we hit the the most objective one, which is all of us are learning every aspect of the learning management system. Supporting Jeffrey side by side will be Miss Phoebe Dinoyan. In fact, as I speak, she has created already the access, your individual access to your learning management system. And I'd like us to congratulate each and everyone that UC University of Cebu eatingsites.com. That's the URL. It's already up and running. There are some revision. There are ongoing revisions based on the first kickoff meeting that we have had last week, headed by Mamanya and the rest of the vice chancellors and LMS champions. But along the way, we'll be integrating improvements there. But for now, it's up and running. It will be the one that we're going to use all throughout the training. Siguro at this point, even before we go live and even before we start with our training, I would recommend that we pause for siguro 5-10 minutes break. Let's grab a coffee or anything that will fill us up. And siguro in 5 or 10 minutes, please go back to this training session room and we'll start already with the hands-on training. So Phoebe and Jeff will now set up the training room. Again, grab some coffee or water there or any morning snacks, and in 10 minutes, we'll start the training. Okay, Ben, Ma'am Manya?
Yes.
Pause for 5-10
Yes,
minutes.
sir. Yes, sir. Or they can go to the bathroom if they need to go.
Restroom break. Yeah, restroom break.
Yes. Yes.
Sige pa.
Okay.
Yeah. Jeff, I'll stop my screen now. So pwede ka na mag-share ng screen to begin with your presentation, especially walk us through quickly ano yung mga expectations for the day.
Thank you, Sir Jeric, for that wonderful introduction for our Moodle Learning Management System Day 1 teacher training for the UC. Okay, so allow me to share my screen. So quickly, I'll just show the expectation for this Day 1 training.
I-flash mo muna, Jeff, kasi we're on break for 10 minutes.
Yes, sir. So I'll be resuming around for 10 minutes, 11, sir, to be exact.
Around 11.
So while we are still waiting for the break, so you can also try to access your accounts going to the University of Cebu eatingsites.com, then provided by your email. Then the password is UC1234.
Can you type na lang yun, Jeff?
Okay. Nakikita po ba, sir?
Yes, okay na yung screen mo, the front screen. Hello, Phoebe.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So I guess at least for those names that we receive, the name, the email addresses as well, we're able to set up already their username and passwords. You think LMS, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. For those who did not receive yet or came in late at the same time, were not able to receive your names and email ad, please type in your chat box na lang ask from Phoebe, or Phoebe, meron ka bang naka-ready na ano na extra?
We have extra accounts, sir, for them to use po. For the other teachers who didn't give their email address po.
No problem. Sige. Later on, anyway, Jeff will be asking the body kung meron ang hindi naka-access or naka-receive pa.
Okay, sir.
Anyway, we're on break, so 11 o'clock. Thank you, Phoebe.
You're welcome, sir.
Password daw. 1, 2, 3. No, wala ko sa gilang ko. Asa ka nga kuan?
Hello, sir.
Kasi man ya, karong afternoon man, atong kumana to. Pili na to si personnel. Discuss na sa. Yeah, I know, but in terms of kuan lang ba? In terms
Mo lagi na inig musulod ka mo ibalik ni mo na musulod imong ngalan ako nasulod ako nga.
Asa mo? Asa mo lang labot na mute?
Hindi na imong siya dabut muted you.
Gimute ka?
Unsa?
Mute, please. Mute. Mute, please. Mute.
Nakamute na. Sa pagkunan na may tumoy.
Mute.
Wrong with the tempo para sa Jawa.
Okay, so we'll have 2 more minutes and then we'll resume. It's 10:58 on my watch.
Tyson,
Okay, for those who have just registered, I went back, please type in URL, the one that you're seeing on your screen. Over the weekend, we received already an advanced list that contains names and email addresses. And over the weekend, Phoebe and Jeff, they were able to set up already your access accounts to the eThink LMS site. For some who are just new and we are just receiving their names for today, you also need not to worry because Phoebe and Jeff will be setting them up, okay? Because it all starts with the setup of your access accounts. Again, ang set up po namin ay yung mga lists that we receive over the weekend.
for 4 days.
If you have yet to access the username and password, Phoebe will be doing them now. So madali lang naman po yung creation ng account. Just type in na lang po sa chat. Okay, so 1 more minute and Jeff will be starting already. Again, some caution lang po. Reminder, that we'd like to start from the very basic of LMS. We'd like to help those who really are just new on the use of LMS. So for those who have advanced skills or knowledge already on the use of LMS, You may want to provide help as well privately using the chat box, no, typing those who are in need of help. No? But just the same as mentioned, we will be starting from the very basic use of LMS. Okay, Jeff, I think it's 11 o'clock. Turning over the floor to you now. If you're ready.
Yes, Sir Jeric. Good morning, everyone. So I would be expecting po na all our participants is already in the front of their computer. So again po, I'm Jeffrey Francisco, your training specialist for the 4 days training of our learning management system, eThink powered by Model. Okay, so before we move on to our break, I already show in our screen our URL, our learning management system URL po, then followed by the username, your email, and the password is UC123. Yeah. So upon logging in, I will be show us all as also po what you need to do, because automatically upon successful logging into our learning management system, then you will be prompted by the system to change your password. So no need to rush, because gagawin po natin yung proseso later on. Yeah. So to proceed, I would like to set the expectation for this today's training, our eThink Learning Management System Teacher Training Day 1. So we're talking about the schedule of the training, the eThink hands-on training, and of course, we will discuss about the question and answer forum. Okay. So we will be discussing about the Moodle. About Moodle was already discussed by Sir Jerry recently. And we will be diving in directly how the course structure and settings works, building and editing your course activities and resources. You know? So I know that we have already advanced user of Moodle LMS here in our training. However, take this as a refresher course para po sa lahat, and doon naman po sa mga bago, take this opportunity po, no, para matutunan natin yung ating rich feature of our learning management system. So our schedule would be discussing about the familiarization, navigation of the dashboard of the learning management system, the type of the learning management system we have. Then we'll be diving in on how you will be personalized, setting up your own courses, then later on your own profiles, then start to put some materials and resources that you have prepared for this training. So without further ado, so let's move to our hands-on training for the learning management system. Okay, so upon sharing my screen, so upon typing po yung ating University of Cebu.eThink sites, then you will be seeing this page. So to use your credentials, you need to go to the top right corner of your screen. There's a word there, login. Okay. For our first activity, given the username and the password, you need to access to our learning management system. So if there's any question po while doing yung ating hands-on training, my colleague, Ms. Phoebe Litz Tinoyan, will be helping you out kung ano po yung mga naging concern natin. But for every activity po, no, given the number of mga participants natin, for every activity, I will give time po, no, for a question and answer, so we can address po, no, yung iba mga concerns natin for that particular activity. Okay, so using po yung pinakita natin kanina, no? So going in the University of Cebu.eThink sites, then given po yung inyong username na binigay po sa amin para po ma-create, no, ma-generate natin yung inyong account. Then the default password is UC1234. So please take note, UC upper cases po, no? Baka po nalalagay natin is UC lower cases. So medyo case sensitive po yung ating learning management system pagdating po sa lower cases and upper cases. So upon successful login, then you will be prompted by the system to change your password. So the password is basically po a combination of alphanumeric plus symbols, no? So there is a question actually on the chat if you are required. Yes po, no? You are required to change your password para po yan na po yung gagamitin nating account sa ating learning management system. Yan. So I'll be giving po 3 minutes for everyone to change their password while addressing po yung other questions po here in our chat box.
Siguro we'll hear from Phoebe, no? Jeff, as I understand that many who weren't able to submit their names, no? Or the credentials. There's quite a lot, and we have to add them in, and it may take a while.
Yes po. So yung mga accounts po is they are already created, but some of our teachers can still log in po. In that case, sir, ma'am and sir, kindly log in po ulit because may tendency po kasi na hindi po ulit ma-grasp nung sa system or hindi po niya na-retrieve right away. So ang mangyayari po is please log in twice or thrice. Again po, password is case sensitive. So you need to enter po capital UC and then 1, 2, 3, 4. I understand po yung mga emails din po na
More
na-send
than
po sa
3 times nag-try mag-log in until now hindi pa rin makapasok.
I understand, ma'am. So I'll just check each of the account for the especially kay Ma'am Marife for the and then I'll PM you right away po. But then again po, some of the email address are already okay po in such a way na yung other teachers is you need still po to log in twice or thrice po. And so
Sir Jeric, hello. Good morning. This is Moma.
Moma, yes, ma'am.
Just to check, sir, because maybe there are some participants or there are some faculty wherein their email addresses has not been submitted yet to CNE. So maybe you can also check. That's so, just like for instance, there are some who are joining in, but their email addresses has not been submitted.
Yeah.
So how are we gonna go about it? Because maybe our teachers are expecting that their email addresses has been registered already in the system, and then but basically it's not yet because their email addresses has not been submitted yet.
Yeah, as what I was saying a while ago, Mama, for the names that were submitted to us being Friday, Saturday, and weekend,
yes,
to register them already. For those who are just submitting now, their names and credentials, particularly the email, that one at the back end, PB is now doing them for registering them, for them to be able.
So they're gonna just give their email address through the chat?
Excuse me, Ma'am Oma, this is Eli.
Yes, sir.
Yes, like others, I just only registered today because we prioritize our faculty. And I already log in right now immediately. After I posted my name in the chat box, I immediately connected. I am now
okay.
in. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Sir Ellie. So, Sir Jeric, so we will just be requesting each one to please type in their email address in the chat box.
Mm-hmm.
So that is it okay? So that along the way, Phoebe would be registering them.
Saan nga email address ang butang po pa? Saan nga email address?
Yes.
This is the first part where it's exactly the reason why we asked we were trying to ask in advance.
Yes, sorry for that. There are some so there are some So right now, I think it would be, we're just gonna use the session to have everyone try to log into their account, so that because this will be a very the basic requirement. They cannot so maybe we can we just devote this time siguro. Is it okay, Sir Jeric?
Yes, ma'am. By all means, ma'am. No problem at all. So what I have in mind.
We would like to request everyone to be those who are able to access, maybe give time to no, Sir Jeric, while waiting for the others, because again, CNE has requested this last week pa, but due to maybe some time, some of the department heads were not able, or maybe in our side we have pampahabol na mga participants and then, or maybe there are some na incorrect email addresses has been given by, so these are things na, so right now just send in your email addresses na lang. Kaya baka nini Sir J.
So what my recommendation is here is this one. Perhaps those who were able to successfully log in already, I would ask Jeff to start at least doon sa changing of the username and password as basic as that.
Yes, kasi ma-drag,
He is setting up so just send their names for today, and for those who are experiencing some difficulty doon sa logging in. No? So,
yes, agree.
So Jeff, can you just show again the URL? I'm taking a random here. So if you are seeing on your screen po, doon sa upper left side of your screen, you currently .com. So that's the URL.
So just try to log out, sirs, no? Para po makita natin ulit, no? How to log in, no? So in your University of Cebu, the teaching sites, you need to go to the top right corner of your screen. Then just click login. Then given po yung ating credentials, no? Then by default po, ang ating credentials is UC 1234, UC for uppercase. And then upon successful logging in, then you will be asked po by the system to change your password, no? So your password is a unique combination po of upper cases, lower cases, alphanumeric symbol. So while we are waiting po for the others, no? We already have 169 online users that had managed to go inside in our learning management system.
Yes. Jeff, I'd just like to call the attention of Ma'am Sosimo, Sir Sosimo Belandres. Sir, can you please send your email ad to type in the chat box directly to Phoebe? She'll be the one who will set that up. Okay, doon po sa mga hindi naka-login, it could be that there is a problem doon sa email po. So don't worry po, we'll make sure na lahat po ay
Can somebody please show again the URL?
Then doon
Sir Jeric, good morning, Sir Jeric.
Yes, mama. Apa.
Sir Jeric, it's Jacqueline, sir. Jacqueline was starting,
Yes,
sir.
Engineer Jacqueline. Apa.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I have noticed, sir, but that there were many faculty pa who were not able to register, sir, no, because siguro these are the email ad that were not submitted
Yes.
prior
Yes,
last week.
Yes,
Given the time, sir, but that it's already 11:15 here in my time. Can we know how much time you needed for our technical people to register all this and itong mga new registration natin?
Yes, ma'am. Phoebe, how many minutes will you be able to set up those who are just registering today?
Yeah, like assuming, right, because yung naka-online kasi, I think it's only 40% of the participants right now. So let's assume that there will be another 50% who will be able to i-register pa lang natin. Kakayanin ba yung yung remaining time before mag-close?
Let's hear from Phoebe. How many minutes so I can make a decision here?
Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. For the upcoming accounts po, since medyo marami pa pong inquiries when it comes to their accounts, is give me po at least before mag-lunch.
Okay, thank you, Phoebe.
That's 12. Yes.
Ma'am Moma, engineer,
Thank you,
here's
sir.
the recommendation. For those who...
Yeah. What do you think, ma'am?
Okay. Ma'am, can I present my recommendation po? For those who were able to successfully log in already, we can just ask them to stay here. Wag na mag-log out dito sa Zoom. But if they have other things to do, we can resume at 1 o'clock. So between now and 12 o'clock, what my recommendation is that we will be addressing those who have no account yet. So that by every one of us are on ground zero already.
Yeah, I think that could be much better, sir, so that all of us will be on the same level when we will be back at 1 p.m. Kasi nakikita ko ang dami pa, sir, eh.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Medyo marami po yung
I agree.
Sige,
I agree also, Sir Jeric, with Miss Jacqueline's with Miss Jacqueline and your recommendation. And then, but I just to remind that there is no need for us to leave the room. So just leave your video and microphone mute, but do not leave the meeting room. So they can take their lunch already, Sir Jerry?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So I agree with Miss Jacqueline that we will resume the recommendation so that we can start all clean. Everybody can already access. So there will be, so for those who were not able to access, just communicate through chat, right, Sir J?
Yes, ma'am, mama, apa.
Okay.
We will address them all, apa.
All right, sige.
So for
so
those...
flash na lang, Sir Jeff, to resume at 1 o'clock for those who are already able to log in. But for those who are not able to log in yet, they have to make sure that they were able to access already, so that at 1 p.m. we can already start with the session.
Yes.
Thank you, Miss
Yes,
Jacqueline.
Thank you, Mr. Jeric. And I just want also to remind the faculty because I've read the chat box here. Others already submitted their email, but still they were not able to make login. Please do not stop reminding us through chat box if hindi pa kayo nakaka-login para ma-work natin yun with Sir Jeric's team.
Apa, ma'am. Apa. We will work them out.
Okay, thank you, Sir Jeric.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Some of us is the first part. So talagang the first part would always be a challenge, particularly on the creation of account. Especially as we have quite a number here. But don't worry po. I can assure you na ma-address po yung mga registration na to.
Yeah, yes. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yung may mga nakita rin po akong mga inquiries like mali yung naka-register na name. Again, later on, kasama po sa training yon on how you're going to change your profile account. Doing all the necessary corrections dun sa name. So that will be corrected later on.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Engineer. Thank you. Challenge of the virtual training. Basically go around and help you and assist you with. But here we have to rely heavily on the use of the chat box. So let's just be patient in doing this. Case sensitive yung password, no, Jeff?
Yes, sir. Opo.
So that's capital UC, no?
Yes po.
Yes, sir. Medyo challenging nga yung change password kasi I require uppercase, lowercase, at saka numeric. Tapos kailangan pala ng at least
Symbol
one
po.
numeric.
Yes po, sir. Yes po.
Fortunately, successful naman.
Okay. Good to know, sir. Good to know. For those who were able to successfully log in, at the same time were able to change already their credentials. Good to know that you're able to do so. Please wait and please bear with us for those who have yet to access po, no? And as mentioned kanina, we will resume po ng 1 o'clock para lahat tayo on equal ground. Between now and 1 o'clock, for those having some challenges dun sa logging in, we'll be addressing them one by one.
Sir Jerry, excuse sir.
Opo, sir. Opo.
Sir, di makapasok yung sir, URL, nagka-crash.
URL, universityofcebu.eatingsites.com. Jeff, anong ng technical doon?
Nagka-crash sir eh.
Should not be, sir. Sige, tingnan natin.
Are you using laptop, sir? Or
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Laptop,
ma'am. Okay. Computer, ma'am.
Okay, salamat, sir.
Can you try again po, sir? May I know, sir, the name po? Para po i-private message ko na lang kayo.
Registered now, sir. Hindi naman. It could be there's an intermittent connection. So, yeah, paki-address na lang yung kay sir. No? I just registered sa University of Cebu at eatingsites.com and smooth naman po yung pag-register.
See, on the other, yung iba naka-access naman. What is the recommended browser, Sir Jeff? What is your recommended browser?
Best recommended po talaga is Google Chrome and Safari, Mozilla. But if they're still using po yung mga other web browser, make sure po na updated.
Okay. Sige. For those who are using cell phone, it's difficult to manage because we need to create courses and all. So it was mentioned last week with the that you need to have a PC or laptop for the training. I think Sir Ellie, no? Sir El, are you still there?
Break, ma'am.
Naga-break.
Ma'am, can I?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, can I share screen?
Sir Ellie, no?
Can I share my-
Required that na we have to have the so those, because I've seen that they are using cell phone. So it was because this is a training and we will be building our courses. So it was assumed that we will be in our laptop or PC. That is why there are some that are on site computer labs.
Ma'am, paano itong mag-login ako dito, ito i-click ang login. Hello.
Nakalagin mo.
Nakalagay ka na.
Kapjoma ka, nakalagay ka na?
Oh.
Asa ka nag-link? Asa nga link yung guyupin?
Pagkuhan sa Migo, sa Google.
Google.
Pasok mo yung URL.
Sir, yun kay Mr. Pusta, okay na. Nakapasok na. No?
Good to hear, sir. Good to hear po.
Sir, yung nakalagin, mga mulag out na may sa Zoom.
Wag po muna, wag po.
Ano lang sa?
Stay still lang po sa ating
You
Zoom.
open,
because,
Sir Jeff, sir, please open a browser either. Just leave the Zoom open, but you go to you open a browser and then you type in or you just copy paste the URL. So you open a browser, sir, like Chrome, Mozilla, what else? And then you click the one nga naka-share sa group chat, sir. Then from there, you can already start logging in. So you, lang, sir, just open a browser first, not within the Zoom.
Yung nakalagin, ma'am, what na lang sa launa?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sige po, ma'am.
Copy. Asan yung facility ni? Slide 1 o tile 1?
Nakalagin na ka, sir?
O sa URL, ma'am. Asa akong i-kuha ni may klik sa nga link.
Nakakita kag na i-login nga katang sa upper right nimo, sir.
Upper right. Ma'am.
Click anang login, sir, niya. You try your email address niya katong password niya capital UC then 1 2 3 4 as our initial password.
Okay.
Toy, nakalagin na ka, Toy? Hello?
Kinsa man na, sir? Kinsa man na si Floro, sir? Imong gitawag.
Mag-open ka sa Google ba? Dayon, kopyaon to nimo kaning university, katong gihatag nga link.
Invalid login man, ma'am.
Dahil mo open dayon na ang katong page.
Kung invalid login, sir,
so just need to log out para lahat po tayo ay makas. So again, everyone, good afternoon. So I'll be now sharing my screen. So for those who that manage to access po yung inyong mga account, no, for the meantime po, you can just follow po muna yung ating instructions, no, by the time po na ibigay na po natin yung inyong mga accounts. So by the way, this is a recorded session. Then after this session po, we will be providing po yung ating recorded video. So I'm about to share my screen. Yan. So to go to your learning management system, you need to type universityofcebu.eatingsites.com. Then to log in, you need to go to the top right corner of your screen. Then you will able to see the login. Then you will be directed to the login page. So in the login page, you need to provide po yung inyong credentials. So by providing po yung inyong credentials, dun po sa mga bago lang nakapasok, you will be prompted by the system to change your password. So that is 3 text boxes. So the first text box, you need to input po yung inyong password na ginamit para makalogin. Then yung remaining 2 text boxes, okay, you need to put your personal password po, no? So the personal password is a combination po. Okay. So yung password po is combination po ng alphanumeric, lowercase, uppercase, then followed by symbol. So, kung medyo nagkakaroon po tayo ng problema in changing our password, you can use this for the meantime. Kasi po later on, pwede nyo rin naman po siyang palitan. So, it's a p@ssw0rd1.
Lagi sa no?
Kung nahihirapan pong gamitin yung hindi pa po makapag-decide kung ano po yung gusto nyong ilagay. So you can use for the meantime po, ito po, yung p@ssw0rd1. Okay. So once you are successful po, no, in inputting po yung inyong password. Okay, so let's go back to the main dashboard po. No? Then you will be directed in this same dashboard po. So this is what we call po the main dashboard of our learning management system. Now for the second activity po, how you will be able to change po yung inyong mga details, no? Like for example, some accounts have misspelled emails, first name, last name, and other credentials. Okay, to change po yung information ng inyong credentials. Okay, so kindly go to the top right corner of your screen. So you will be seeing po yung pinaka drop down icon. So kindly click the drop down icon. So yung po yung katabi ng ito po, nung pinaka profile ninyo po, no? So meron po siya diyang box, yan. So yung pinaka katabi lang po na drop down, click niyo lang po yan. Okay? So once you had managed to click, no, yung inyong yung sa part po ng top right corner po, then you will be seeing another options. Okay. So for the second activity, you will need to change the details in your account. Okay, so going to profile. So under dashboard, then profile. Okay. Then you will be redirected to the profile part of our learning management system. So all you need to do is go to edit profile. So in the center of your screen, you will be able to locate the edit profile. So kindly click the edit profile. So click nyo lang po siya. Okay. In this part, you are about to change the credentials. So I want everyone to go to their general information. Then kindly change po yung first name, last name, and also the email address. Then under city town, po, lagay nyo po yung for Cebu, you can put po Cebu. And make sure lang po, very important thing here is in the select country, you need to change it to Philippines. Then the time zone is Asia Manila. So I'll give po 2 minutes to accomplish this changing po ng inyong credential. So I guess 1 minute po would do. Okay. So in the description box, you can add your personal information if you would like to. You can add image, write short text, intro about you. So pwede po tayong maglagay, pwede rin pong hindi. Under description po. So for the user picture, okay, what you need to do po is just drag and drop. Yan, yung inyong picture. Dito. So in the user picture, when you hover down po, no? So after the general info, if you will be scrolling down, you have input the city, the town, the select country, description. Then if you will be hover down, scroll down, then makikita po natin yung user picture. Okay, so for the user picture, you can easily drag and drop yung inyong profile pic. So let's try po. So by drag and drop the picture, yan, so maglo-load po siya. Just to make sure po, no, kailangan mag-appear yung inyong image. Yan, kung ano po yung profile picture na gagamitin ninyo. So once you are done po, no, then kindly click the update profile. So update profile is located below on your screen. You just need to click this update profile po. Katabi po siya ng cancel. Okay, so once you have clicked update profile, then if you have added a picture po or profile picture po ng inyong account, it's supposed to show in the header image po. So yan, yung naglagay tayo ng picture, no? Nag-appear po siya katabi po ng aking pangalan. Yan. Okay, so I'll be waiting po 1 minute to accomplish po yung ating adding po ng profile. Okay po, so let's expand po nung. Okay po, no? So ulitin po natin, no? Paano tayo pumunta dito? Okay, so upon logging in, successful po tayo nakapasok, okay, sa ating learning management system. To change your profile, yan, you need to go to the top right corner of your screen. So dito po siya. Yung meron pong drop-down icon. Yan. So click nyo lang po siya. Then go to profile. Yan. So click nyo lang po, sa ilalim lang po siya ng dashboard, no? So once you click po yung profile, Yan. So punta lang po tayo sa pinakagitna, no? Makikita po natin yung edit profile. So from there, pwede na po nating i-edit at palitan po yung ating information sa loob po ng ating LMS. Okay, so you need to supply first name, the last name, the email address, okay po, city, town, at pinaka-importante po, no, yung ating time zone. Yan. So kailangan palitan po natin ng Asia, Manila. So you can add description. Pwede rin pong hindi. Then once you are done, paglagay po ng description, jump lang po tayo sa user picture. So sa user picture po, you only need to drag and drop yung inyong recommended profile picture po. So like this. So drag and drop lang po. Then, once po na drag and drop na natin, you need to wait po na mag-appear yung image. Yan. So once na nag-appear na po yung image, okay, then you can update na po yung inyong profile. So dapat po lalabas na po yung inyong image doon po sa katabi ng pangalan nyo na nakikita nyo po sa gitna. So what if kung wala pa ho kayong available na profile image? So no need to worry po, no? Because pwede nyo naman pong balikan yung pag-edit po ng inyong profile. Tapos pwede pa rin po kayo maglagay ng inyong image. For the picture po, it is required po, no, to use po as much as possible is yung mga 1 by 1. Yan. Then ang type po, okay, so let's go back para po makita natin, no. So ang recommended type po is GIF, JPEG, PNG, and SVG. So lalakihan po natin. Ito po, itong part na to, yan. So it's a GIF, JPE, JPEG, PNG, SVG, SVGC. So yan po yung mga recommended at acceptable profile picture format. Okay, so I'll just minimize lang po, no, yung aking screen. Okay. So again po, pag tapos na po kayo, just update the profile. Click nyo lang po siya. Then dapat po mag-a-appear na siya dito sa katabi po ng inyong pangalan. Okay, so to go back sa inyong dashboard, you only need to click po ito yung nasa baba, no? So this is our navigation menu. So click dashboard. Okay. So katabi lang po siya ng profile at dapat po ay mabalik po kayo doon sa inyong main dashboard. So that is for our second activity. Okay, so for the questions po, you will be assisted by Miss Phoebe Litz-Tinoyan. Yeah. So don't worry po. Okay. So lahat po ba ay nakabalik na sa dashboard? Okay, before we proceed po, no, sa susunod po nating gagawin, so let ourselves be familiar with the things that we are seeing on our dashboard. So the first thing, yung kanina po, if you will be looking on the top right corner of your dashboard po ng inyong screen, ng inyong LMS, we have here the notification icon. Okay? So this notification icon po, punta po tayong lahat dito. So kindly click lang po yung ating notification icon o yung parang notification bell. Okay? So dapat po, nandito po tayo ulit, no? Sa main dashboard. So ano po ba yung main dashboard? So nung nagpalit po kayo ng password, napunta po kayo sa main dashboard. Okay? Makikita nyo po dyan yung dashboard, calendar, budgets, all courses. So, ibig sabihin, nandun na po kayo sa main dashboard. Okay? So, ngayon po, punta lang po tayo sa top right corner. Yung unang icon po na makikita natin, that would be the bell icon. So, the bell icon. So, kindly click lang po yung bell icon. Okay? Tapos po, click lang po natin yung notification preferences. So ano po ba yung notification preferences? Yan po yung katabi nung merong check mark. So ulit po, no? So top right, first icon na makikita nyo po, bell. Click nyo lang po siya. Tapos po yung gear icon. Click nyo po yun. Yan. Then you are supposed to be redirected to the notification preferences. So once you are already inside the notification preferences, okay. So pag nandito na po tayo sa notification preferences, we need to enable po mga particular activity notifications. So we have here the assignment. Okay, so for the assignment, we can click po under web. Okay, so we have online. So click nyo lang po yung unang-una, assignment notification. Click nyo lang po siya ng on. Okay po. Set lang natin siya ng on. So ibig sabihin po, pag nag-notify po kayo ng assignment, ay mag-a-appear din po siya sa ating notification bell. So the next one is feedback. Yan. So feedback po. Ngayon po, punta tayo dito sa feedback notifications. So click nyo lang po yan, yung online. Then, pag na-click nyo na po to, na-on na siya. So dapat po mag-turn siya ng kulay green. Punta naman po tayo sa baba, yung feedback reminder. Ito po. So in the feedback reminder, click nyo lang din po yung web under online column. Click nyo lang po itong off. So kailangan po magkulay green din siya. Okay? So next is forum. Okay po. Sa forum po, yung una is yung subscribe forum post. Yan. So pwede po nating i-on lang din po natin. Tapos po yung subscribe forum digest po, default lang. So wala tayong babaguhin. So skip nyo lang po yung subscribe forum digest. Then go to lesson. So sa lesson po, you only need to on nyo lang po ulit yung ating web online. So under lesson essay graded notification, So click nyo lang po ito as online. Okay po. So yun po, no? So lesson essay graded notification under lesson po. Yan, so i-on lang po natin siya. Okay, so once you are done po, no? As is na po yung from the system. No need to change anything po. So wala na po tayong babaguhin. So hanggang lesson lang po tayo. Okay. Then once you are done po, you just need to hover the screen. Okay, hover nyo lang po siya. Yan. So you can see din po yung ibang choices po, no? So hanggang event monitor po siya. So for the event monitor po, so siya po yung nasa pinakababa. So tulad ng sinabi ko po, nahinto tayo sa lesson, tapos scroll nyo lang po siya hanggang event monitor. Tapos po, i-change nyo lang siya ng yung ating web online. Click nyo lang po siya para po mag-on. Yan. So yan na po yung final na papalitan natin. Okay po, so ulitin natin. Paano tayo pumasok dito? So sa ating dashboard, punta lang po tayo sa top right corner ng ating screen. Yung first icon po, yung bell, click lang po natin siya. Okay, tapos pindutin lang po natin yung gear icon. Yan. So, ang gagawin po natin, dahil nandito tayo sa notification preferences, tapos meron po tayong assignment. So, sa assignment notification po, kailangan po yung online is naka-on. Yung feedback, dapat po naka-on parehas. Yung notification po saka reminder. Subscribe forum post, dapat naka-on. Then, sa lesson po, under lesson, dapat po iset natin siya as on. Okay? Then, pag natapos na po kayo, you need to scroll down sa pinaka-bottom. Tapos hanapin niyo lang po yung event o monitor. Tapos kailangan po iset nyo rin siya as on. So yung mga wala pong makitang event monitor, ayos lang po yun. Basta malagal lang po hanggang lesson po, no? Yan, is naka-on po. Okay po, hanggang lesson, kailangan po i-on lang. Okay, so once we are done po, so again po, no, lesson, ito po importante. Kailangan siya yung naka-on. So kung di nyo po makita, hindi po nag-a-appear yung event monitor po, so no need to worry po. You can skip naman yung ating event monitor. So what is important po is yung ating lesson, forum, feedback, assignment ay dapat naka-on. Okay, so once natapos na po tayo, na-set yung ating notification para lang po makabalik sa ating dashboard. Okay, so go to the navigation menu. Ito po siya. Okay. Navigation menu po, no? So please refrain po from using po yung ating back icon, no? Ito yung kahilera po ng URL. Yan. Yung click to go back. Much better po practicein natin yung pag nagna-navigate po tayo is yung ating navigation menu. Yan. So click nyo lang po yung dashboard. Yan. So para po mabalik tayo sa ating dashboard. Okay po, pag nasa dashboard na tayo, yan. So, pag tumingin po tayo sa katabi naman po ng bell icon, ay ito naman po yung ating messaging feature, no? So, top right corner, una nating makikita is yung notification icon. Then, yung susunod naman po is yung messaging icon. So, click nyo lang po yung messaging icon. So, yung messaging icon po, pwede nyo pong kontakin yung inyong mga user, students, or anyone that enrolled or inside po sa loob po ng ating learning management system. So, for example po, you will be seeing there as well yung contacts. So, dito po sa contacts, no? So, if ever someone managed to message you sa LMS po, pwede nyo po siyang i-add, no? So once na in-add po nila kayo, maglalabas po dito sa request. Yan. And sa contact list po. Okay? So we have here steered. Yan. We have the group. Then we have also private conversations. Okay. So click lang po natin yan para bumalik. So, sino po ba yung pwede natin makausap, no? You can also monitor po kung sino po yung mga online. If you will be hover down po, no, sa inyong dashboard, makikita niyo po dito lahat ng mga naka-online sa ating learning management system. So, ibig sabihin po, ito po yung mga actual or active participant in our LMS. Yan. So, pwede nyo rin po silang i-message. So, pwede nyo po silang i-message. So, unless po naka-private po sila, no? Okay, so let's go back to the messaging icon. So, yun po lahat yung makikita natin sa top right corner, no? So, kung makikita po natin, meron din tayo ditong grades, preferences. So, preferences po, the same lang po yan ng edit profile, no? Then grades, sa grades naman po, lahat ng courses na enrolled po yung user nyo. Maaaring student or maaaring as teacher po, no? Pero in our case po, hindi pa muna natin yan pag-uusapan. So that would be discussed po in the third day po ng ating training. So yun lang po muna dito sa top right corner. Then sa top left corner naman po, makikita po natin yung tinatawag nilang burger icon, no? Burger icon or should I say po, navigation drawer. Yan. So, in the dashboard po, top left corner, click nyo lang po itong burger icon ng navigation drawer. Yan. So, mag-a-appear po itong column na to. So, dito sa column na to, ito po yung pinaka-major function po, no, ng ating LMS. Yung site, home, calendar, private file, my courses. Under my courses po, no, dapat meron po nag-a-appear sa inyo dyan ng isang course. Yan. Para po dun sa mga nagawan po ng account kanina, i-enroll pa po namin kayo sa mga panibagong course nyo. Yan. Okay po. So ulit sa dashboard po, top left corner, click nyo lang po siya. Tapos po, may lalabas na column. Now, dito po, punta lang po muna tayo sa ating private files. Ayan. So, click nyo lang po yung private files. So, yung private files po, ito po yung personal storage po ng ating mga user. As teacher, meron po kayong allowed na 100 MB, no? File na pwede nyo pong ilagay sa loob po ng ating private files. So, private files is also called as a LMS cloud drive or cloud storage, no? So, yung mga important lessons nyo po o materials nyo po na hindi nyo pa ilalagay sa inyong LMS, no? sa inyong course page mamaya, ay pwede nyo po munang ilagay dito sa loob ng ating private files. And I would like to encourage all the participants, no, na ilagay nyo na po yung inyong mga gagamiting materials sa mga susunod pa hong trainings natin dito po sa loob ng ating private files. Ayan. So paano po gagamitin ang ating private files? Okay, so ulitin ko lang po, no, kung paano tayo nakapunta dito, no? So sa dashboard po, top left corner, click nyo lang po yung ating navigation drawer or yung ating burger icon. Siya po yung pinakadulong button. Click nyo lang po siya. Tapos po, locate nyo lang po dito yung private files. Yan. So yung private files po ulit is the LMS Cloud Drive or Cloud Storage. Okay? So how to put po, no, yung inyong mga materials. So ngayon po, ang gagawin natin, I will be putting po yung aking mga materials. Important files po para later po ay pwede ko siyang gamitin, no? Kung sakaling mag-iba ako ng ginagamit na device. So this would allow po a particular user, no, to pull out yung file nila anytime, anywhere, any device. As long po na makakapasok nila sa kanilang LMS. So for example po, I'll be just putting po itong mga files ko. So drag and drop lang po siya. So just need to wait lang po, lalo na po pag marami kayong nilagay. Okay? So, maaring may mga question po tayo. For example, is it 100 MB lang ba yung ating available storage sa ating mga users? Yan. So, the storage, okay, so the storage po, yung maximum storage is being handled po ng ating site admin. So, when we talk about the site admin, that is the representative of your institution, no? Siya po yung magde-decide kung how many MB po yung i-allow niya doon sa ating mga teachers. Yeah. So what's the purpose po, no? Bakit po mababa lang, no, yung ating MB? Again po, it will be up to the institution, no, kung ano po yung magiging policies nila when it comes to the storage ng inyong private file. However, also the good reason din po bakit po hindi masyadong mga 10 gig, 20 gig, no? Kasi we are refrain po, no, na maglagay ng mga personal files na not intended for the learning management system, but focus on the important course materials o lesson materials lang po, yun dapat na mailagay sa loob po ng LMS. So yan po yan. So once po, no, na-upload na natin yung ating mga files, yan. So it will automatically appear yung kanilang logo. Okay, so for example, this is a PDF file. Yan. And it's this image. So any file po, no, as long that you are covered of the given size, yan, pwede nyo pong ilagay sa inyong private files. Yan. So the good thing po ulit, no, no need to think of na kailangan yung gumawa or maglagay or mag-update sa inyong mga course page. So mamaya, didiscuss po natin yung ating mga course page. Because once po nilagay nyo, no, sa loob ng inyong private files, anywhere, anytime, ma-access nyo yung file. At the same time din po, syempre, is hindi po kayo nakadepend sa gagamitin yung device. Yan. Kasi yung file po ninyo ay nandun na sa loob ng LMS. Okay, so that's the wonderful, no, ng ating private files. Okay, so I'll be giving po maybe 1 minute para po mailagay yung inyong mga important files po Especially po yung ating mga question and answer, Word document, syllabus, images, no? So I'll be giving po 1 minute para po makapag-upload kayo at matry nyo yung ating private files.
Jeff, these are the files that we asked to prepare ahead of time, no?
Yes po, sir. Yung mga images, background images, course images, course syllabus po. Yan, saka yung mga assignment nyo, kung meron na po kayo.
And also, sir, can
Yes
also load video clip.
Pwede po, sir. As long po covered siya nung ating allowable MB. Yung allowable storage po. Yan.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome po. So I would suggest po, again po, it will be up to the institution, no? Kung gusto po nilang i-increase yan, yung storage po ng ating mga user based on their role. For example po sa teacher, pwede po 200 MB or 500 MB.
Sir, ang available MB is 100 lang, sir?
Per default lang po, sir, no? Tulad po ng sinabi ko, this can be adjust by the site admin po.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes po.
Ma'am Mama was saying that 100 MB is for every document that will be uploaded, not the maximum limit for each user. Just to clarify, because what you were saying is that 100 MB is for each user, and then Ma'am Mama was telling us that it's for each upload, which is
yes, ma'am, it's both po. Kung mapapansin niyo po in my screen, in your screen, no. So we have here a single file. Maximum file size is 100 MB. But if you will be checking po yung overall limit, 100 MB din po yung ating limit. So again po, this can be customized po, no. Yan, yung ating 100 MB.
So, who do we channel the concern of po?
That would be on the process po of the institution. So the site admin po, ma'am.
And
so,
that will be, that is?
To be decided po by the institution kung sino po yung magiging site admin natin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you po.
You're welcome po, ma'am.
Jeffrey.
Yes, sir.
Usually when we try to save a file in that files, private files that you have said, we usually have to create first what they call this one, a folder that has something to do with the name of the subject, so that there will be an order in the way we try to drag and put in the data. The
Yes,
question
sir.
now is, my concern is, how do we make a folder for a subject that will appear also on the subject course to be displayed later? I do not know how would you do that. Because if there will be a file for the subject in these files, then when we open it, it will be organized because the, what they call this one, the data, the assignments or exam that we are going to post later will be in that folder accordingly. So,
Pwede rin po, sir. Yes po.
So the problem is, how can we create a folder within the folder that has something to do with the name of the subject?
Okay po, sir. Very good question po, no? So that is actually our second activity, no? So kanina, yes, we had just drag and drop, no? Yung ating mga files without categorizing it or sorting it po, no? Yan. So in my script po, you will be seeing yung ating under files po, no? Yung tatlong icon na magkakailera. Yan. So we have here the individual adding. Then yung katabi niya pong icon is the folder icon. Yan. So to create po a folder, no? You need to click the folder icon. Yan. So that's the time you will be creating for example, let's say put course A. Then just create the folder. Then mag-a-appear po yung folder icons sa loob po ng ating private files. Now, the question is how you will be adding or add yung mga particular files nyo po, no? So upon creating po yung ating folder, no? So you just need to click yung folder. Yan. So nandito na po tayo sa loob ng ating course folder. So how we can determine, no, kung nandun na po tayo sa loob ng ating course folder o yung ating folder na ginawa. So if you will be, take a look po no, sa ilalim po ng mga icons natin, meron po tayong files. Ito po yung pinaka top file natin o yung pinaka mother file natin. Okay? Tapos po, meron pong kasunod na course A. So ito po, yan. So medyo maliit siya, no? I'll just increase lang po yung size. So yan po. So click ko lang po ulit. So gumawa po tayo kanina ng folder and I just click the folder. Then you will be noticed that we have the files and followed by the folder name. Yan. So ibig sabihin, pag naglagay po tayo ng file, ay nandun na po nakalagay sa loob ng folder na yan. Yan. So I just add another course backdraft. Okay. So if I'll try to go back, no, here in the, okay, so I just need to click this. Here, files, this file, makikita niyo po, wala siya dito. Nandun siya sa loob ng folder. Yan. So that's how we categorize and at the same time po, sort po yung ating mga course materials inside the private files. So the good thing po, pag naka-folder din siya, yes sir?
Kaya pakiulit nga yung paggawa ng folder, sir.
Okay po. So I'll just delete lang po ito, no? Para po hindi masyadong marami. Just delete this. So just in case you would like to delete, no? Click niyo lang po yung tatlong dot, tapos po delete niyo lang. Then okay. Yan. Okay, so paggawa po ulit ng folder, no? So in the private file, okay, we have here in the files 3 icons, no? Once na nakapag-upload na po kayo, lalabas tong third icon. So mamaya didiscuss ko ano tong third icon na to. So dito muna po tayo, no? To create your folder, click nyo lang po tong pangalawang icon. Yan, yung folder icon po. So click, then gawa na po tayo ng folder natin. So I'll name it as course A. Yan. So once you are done, just create folder. Click nyo lang po yung create folder. Okay? Then mag-a-appear po yung folder icon followed by the name that you specified for this folder po, no? Okay, so to add the files inside the folder, all you need to do is just click the folder icon. And there you go. Mapapansin niyo po dito, no, sa baba na from files, then nandun kayo sa course folder na ginawa ko. Ayan. So how to add po? Simple as drag and drop lang din.
Ito siya. How to add.
So simple as drag and drop. Ayan. So once you are done po, make sure na i-click po natin yung save changes, no? Kasi po pag in-skip po natin yung save changes, hindi po mag-a-appear, no? Yung nilagay niyong file sa loob ng private files. So once you are done po, just click save changes.
Excuse me po.
Yes, sir.
Maipasok yung files natin sa folder. Pakiulit po.
Okay po. So click niyo lang po, double click lang, no? Yung inyong folder. Wag po yung po, no? Wag po yung bilog na may tatlong dot. But sa gitna po, no? Any part po ng folder icon, double click niyo lang po. Yan. Tapos po, mapapansin niyo po na dito sa baba, dapat po yung pinakahuling folder na pangalan ay yung ginawa niyo po. Okay? So I'll give po few minutes po para po ma-try po ng ating mga participant, no? Yung paggawa po ng folder sa ating private files.
Kasi nagamit, nawa na sa signal.
Sir, sa akin sir ba about sa dito sa yung sa notification sir, Hindi ko makita yung in-on natin kanina, sir. On, yung off, nag-on. Saan makita yun, sir?
Okay po.
Sa gear. Nasa
sa
gear, i-click mo.
Sa notification bell po, sa top right corner, yung
Okay, sir. Okay.
makikita.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Welcome po.
Sir Jerek.
Jeffrey is the one leading. Jeff?
Yes, sir.
Sir Jerek.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jeffrey is the one doing the training now, sir. Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Pwede ba makahingi ng video tutorial yan, sir? Kasi nahuli ako.
Yes, sir. As we have announced, sir, we will be providing po, a copy of the recorded session to everyone po. So
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Kasi di namin habol yung staff ko kanina eh.
Yes, sir. No problem po. At the same time, later on, Jeff will explain that you'll be provided as well a self-paced course guideline on how to do it step by step. So we have set up as well in your individual accounts po for the self-paced guide training.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
So, yun po yung pinaka-simple method, no? So, going back po, yun po yung pinaka-simple method ng paglalagay po ng files, no? Now, the question is, what if you cannot actually do po yung drag and drop ng files? Yan. So, dito na po papasok yung unang icon bago po yung folder. Ito po. Yung parang plain, paper icon. So, you only need to click po yung paper icon po. Yan. So, here, you need to go to upload the file. So, yun lang po yung isipin natin, no? Upload the file. Okay. Then, choose a file. So, ulitin ko lang po, no? So, unang icon. So, click nyo lang po yung unang icon na yan. Tapos po, locate nyo po yung upload the file. Then, choose a file. Tapos po, you need to put yung files nyo. Tapos open. Okay, so lalakayan ko lang po siya para po mas makita. So you need to pick the files. Tapos po, you need to click open. Ayan. So eto lang po ang dapat natin tandaan when we do this activity po, no? Make sure po yung katabi po ng choose file ay mag-a-appear po yung pinili nyong file. Ayan. Kasi pag hindi po siya nag-appear, ibig sabihin, hindi nyo pa ho na-upload. Hindi nyo pa ho siya na-pick. So once po nag-appear na siya dito sa side po ng choose file, then click nyo lang po yung upload this file. So location po niya nasa pinakababa po sa box na to. Itong box natin. So this is what we call po file picker. Yeah, file picker dialog box. Then,
ano yung license not specified, sir?
This one, sir, it would be depend po, no? Pero by general po, license not specified.
Okay. Mag-upload ng files, sir, isa-isa lang. So, hindi pwede magsabay.
Yun po, sir, yung pinagkaiba. No? So, pag chinos file po natin, hindi nyo siya pwedeng i-choose lahat. One at a time lang po. So, unlike po dun sa drag and drop, kasi pwede siyang sabay-sabay po. Kasi hintayin nyo na lang. So,
Sir
then,
Jeep, question po, Sir Jeep.
Yes po, sir.
Bakit mayroong choose license tapos specified?
So, because this is not something naman po na we can tell na license content, no? So, this one, for the part po nito, by default po is not specified. Pero kung gusto niyo po maglagay ng copyright po sa part na yan, you can add po yung author, your name on it, no? Then all rights reserved. But in the LMS po, we always encourage po na license not specified po. Kasi kayo rin naman po yung makakakita po ng files nyo.
Okay, thank you po.
You're welcome po. So once you are done po, then upload this file. Yan. So same same process lang po. Ay, same thing lang po yung mangyayari, no? Nakita niyo nandito na sa loob ko. Nasa loob na po ng aking files, private files yung aking niload. So, the difference lang po pag hindi siya drag and drop, you need to do that one at a time. So, isa-isa po siya. Sa drag and drop naman po, kung mapapansin nyo, you can choose multiple items, then upload it all at once.
Sir, excuse me, wala bang limit sa oras, no?
Alin po, sir?
Yung model na to?
Wala po, sir. Wala pong limit sa oras yan. Wala pong limit.
Kagaya sa Zoom na mag-stop ng 45
Ay,
minutes.
hindi po, sir. Our LMS po is working 24/7.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome po. Okay, so there you go. Then, of course, may mga times talaga na gusto nating i-download yung file pa isa-isa, no? If ever you would like to download a specific file na uploaded sa inyong private files, you only need to click po yung file na yon. For example, no, I'll be using now the course syllabus. So I just need to click the course syllabus. Then I have here download. Yan. So you need to click po yung download para lang ma-download nyo doon sa specified device na ginagamit ninyo yung file doon sa loob ng private files. So kung mapapansin nyo po, pwede ko nang i-download yung file ko. So that's the good thing po, no, advantage. No? So kahit ano po yung device na gagamitin nyo, dahil nasa loob na siya ng private files po ng LMS, ay pwede nyo siyang i-edit anytime. So hindi po kayo nakadepende kung ano yung device na ginagamit niyo. So you can also delete, no? Delete yung file. Then if ever you made changes for like for the name, so let's say you have change po yung pangalan nito, no? So you can just update po. Yan, para mag-update po yung pangalan dito sa, yan po. So mapapansin nyo, nag-update po yung pangalan sa file ko. Yan. So,
mawalang galang po sa inyo, Sir Jeffrey.
Yes po, sir.
Tanong lang sana ako. Yun po ba mga private files namin, mga instructor, nakikita po ba yan ng mga site admins ng school? Yun lang po.
Site admin po. Okay.
Opo. Nakikita po.
Yes po, si site.
May access po ba sila doon sa files namin?
Actually, wala po silang access sa files ninyo unless po gamitin nila yung account nyo po for checking.
Okay, salamat po, sir.
You're welcome po.
Sir Jeff, if I may, because Sir Jeff.
Yes, ma'am. Yes po. Yes, ma'am.
I would like to remind everyone katong ato ang what we have agreed during the session that in order for us, anyway, this is a recorded session. I would like to request, because there are some also in the chat, that as to have a smooth presentation, should there be questions or clarifications on not marabag, this is on the hands-on perspective. I would like to request if we will have the Q&A and forum later, we will have the presenter to go through with the session. And then if you have very specific questions, please have it in the chat. And then we request Ms. Feby to please moderate the questions so that also Sir Jeffrey can move on with continuously with the presentation. And as mentioned, please use the raise hand in the Zoom should you have questions, so that also not to interrupt the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Moma. Thank you po.
Okay, Sir
Okay.
Jeff.
Hello po. Yan. So, to go back po, no? And the last thing po na ituturo natin, no, sa loob po ng private files, of course, yung paano po natin i-download pabalik, no? Yung in-upload po natin mga files. So, kanina, I was talking about that you need to click that particular file like this one. I have here the course.pdf. So I only need to click this once. Then magpupunta po ako sa area na to. So in this area, you need to click po yung download. Yan. Para po ma-download yung file na yon doon sa device na ginagamit niyo. Okay? So what if folder po, no? Isang buong folder yung ida-download natin. Yan. So I have here kanina yung ating course A folder. So all I need to do is click ko lang po to, no? Yung bilog na, yung may tatlong button. So once na kinlik ko po siya, yan. So I can download po yung zip file. Yan. So course zip na siya. Yan. Tapos po yung course zip na yan, once na na-zip nyo na po, no? Kasi you cannot download a single folder po with multiple files. You need to convert that into a zip format. So ano po ba yung zip format? So parang ginagawa niya, pinag-iisa niya yung file na yon. So like this one, nakaisa na siya. So when I click po yung zip format na to, that's the time I can download na po yung file. Yan. As a bulk file po. So same goes with the third icon po. So this third icon naman po, pag pinindot natin tong third icon, no? Ibig sabihin, lahat po ng laman ng private files natin, no? Kahit po naka-folder yan, ay ida-download po ng sabay-sabay. Ito po. So kung mapapansin nyo, dina-download ko po yung buong laman ng aking private files. Yan. So that's how you upload and retrieve or download po yung inyong mga files inside in our LMS Private Files Cloud Storage. Okay. So next po, we will go back to our, we will be now going back to our dashboard. So to go back po sa ating dashboard, no, you need to go to the navigation menu. Yan. So again po, no, please refrain to use po yung ating back arrow icon, no, yung kahilera po ng ating URL. Yan. For the reason po kasi, dating natin sa course page, papaliwanag ko po, no, kung bakit kailangan po nating i-utilize yung paggamit ng navigation menu. So click nyo lang po yung dashboard. Okay, so now we are here in our course, in our dashboard. So that is for the private files. Yun po yung importante sa top right corner. Na-discuss natin yung top right corner, yung logging in, yung basic description po ng dashboard. Nakita rin natin yung private file. So now, we go direct to the body of our dashboard, no? So in the, if you will be scrolling down po, no, yung inyong account, if you will pay attention po in the right side, unang-unang makikita niya dyan, you have there the timeline. So this part is what we call the customized blocks. Okay, customized blocks. When we talk about customized blocks po, well, it's up to the user kung paano niya po gustong baguhin to. Yan. So this is the most fundamental features of a certain LMS, like the timeline. So kung maalala nyo po yung sa private files, naglagay tayo, no? So directly on my dashboard, I don't need to navigate to the navigation drawer sa top left corner, sa private files. I don't need to do that kasi dito sa main dashboard ko, sinet ko na siya na nandito yung private files. So I can easily monitor, no, lahat ng mga files na nilalagay ko. Then you have there as well the online users. Yeah, so the online users, the latest badges, and the calendar as well. So the calendar, good thing about the calendar, you can plug in or add your preferred e-calendar. So when we talk about a preferred e-calendar, if you are using po Google Calendar, no, so you can sync or import po, no, yung inyong Google Calendar in our LMS calendar. So vice versa naman po, yung ating e-calendar sa LMS ay pwede rin naman pong i-connect, yan, sa inyong preferred e-calendar. Maaring pong Outlook Calendar, Google Calendar, iCal Calendar. So any electronic calendar po pwede. Yan. So the good thing pag ginawa po natin yon, If ever po meron tayong mga activities na naka-plot sa LMS calendar natin, mag-a-appear yon, ay mag-a-appear din sa ginagamit yung Google Calendar. Okay, para po mas makita natin kung paano po siya, we have here the calendar. So in the main dashboard po, kindly click lang yung ating calendar, katabi po ng dashboard. So this is the look of our calendar in our LMS. Yan. So what I'm saying is there is a way for you to export your Google Calendar, then ilalagay po siya doon sa inyong preferred calendar. But for the Moodle Basic 101, we'll not discuss further yung paggawa po nun, no? But rather, I'll be teaching you how to use basically yung ating LMS calendar. So if ever you will be adding po a particular events, so going back po, no? Paano ko in-access yung Google Calendar, yung aking LMS calendar. So sa aking dashboard, so I just went to calendar. So in the calendar, if ever I need to put something, then I just go to new events. So this, ito po, yung new event. So simple by posting. So you can choose, okay, so pwede by course, yan. Then, again po, no, so you need to put the event title, the date as well, of course, you need to do that. Then, if ever po, to make it more easier for the user to choose the preferable date, no? The format po pala ng ating date, no, it's the day, month, year, then followed by the 24-hour format po. So, ibig sabihin 23:59. Yeah, 23:59. Po. Po. So, 23:59 or the 24-hour format. So, to make it more easier for the user, no, you only need to click this calendar icon. So, later po kasi, no, etong calendar icon na to, etong date na to, ay makikita po natin all throughout the course page po natin, no, yung pinaka-actual course. Yan. So, we'll make it more easier for the teachers, for the users to choose specifically a date, a month, and a timeline. Then, we have here the time of event. Yeah, time of event. So, it can be a course or the user. When we talk about course po, syempre, mag-appear tong course selection. So, the course selection, ito po kung saan yung account nyo ay enrolled as a teacher. Yan. So, enrolled as a teacher po. So, mag-a-appear yan dito. So, in my case po, wala pang suggestion. No? Yan. So, ganyan lang po kadali, no? Yung sa event. You can explore further kung ano po yung nagagawa ng new event. However, you doesn't need to do this from time to time. Yan. For example, you have quizzes, you have assignments, upcoming activities. So, sir, do we need to plot po ba yun isa-isa dito sa ating calendar? No need to do that. Kasi nga po tulad ng sinabi ko, yung timeline po, no, once na may binago kayo sa inyong course page mamaya, papakita natin na mag-a-appear na rin po yun sa inyong Google Calendar, sa inyong LMS calendar. Okay? So that's for the LMS calendar po. Okay? So after that, so I just need to go back. So mabilis lang po yung ating calendar, no? Then we will be skipping po muna yung badges, no? Then we straight go to all courses. So to all courses, yan. By default, you cannot see po, no, yung courses po ng iba dito. But in our case po, as we had not yet set up that pa, makikita nyo po yung mga available courses. Yan. In all courses. But the thing here is, even that nakikita nyo po yung mga courses, it doesn't mean na makakapasok po kayo. So if you'll try to click any courses inside the all courses, as long that your account is not enrolled, no, you will be notified by the system that you are not currently enrolled in this specific course. Yan po, no? So you will be notified that you're not currently enrolled. Okay, so continue. So ang mapapasok niyo lang po ay yung mga courses na kung saan ay enrolled po kayo. Okay, so that's the all courses. So you cannot actually create your own course unless you are being as long as your account unless your account is turned into a course creator, no? So sino po magse-set nun? Again po, si site admin lang. Kung sino po yung pipiliin ni site admin na course creator. Okay, so that's for the course. So I'll just go back now, using po yung ating navigation menu. Okay, so here, po. So we are done with the top right corner. We also discussed the private files in the top left corner of the navigation drawer. Then we also discussed the things that you will be seeing here, no? Sa pinaka right part. Yeah. Ito po yung navigation block. So this navigation block po, no, you can still customize po yung itsura ng navigation block natin. By clicking po, no, yung customize this page. Yan. If you'll be clicking po yung customize this page. Okay. So there are break mamaya. Okay, so there you go. If ever you would like to change this one, yan, yung ating blocks, yung itsura po, everything here in the main dashboard, or should I say the personalized dashboard po, no? And you just need to click po, no, yung ating customize this page. So whatever you do po sa inyong personalized dashboard, like this one, yung mga nakikita nyo po dito, except ito pong nasa gitna, no, yung apat na major icons sa taas. Yan. So hindi nyo po siya pwedeng palitan. No? Dito lang po, yung sa pinakagitna, saka sa right side yung ating mga blocks. No? Whatever you do, any changes po in your personalized dashboard will not affect other users of the LMS. No? So sa inyo lang po magte-take effect if ever po na babaguhin nyo yung itsura ng inyong personalized dashboard o yung ating dashboard, home dashboard. Okay, so yan po for the dashboard. So before we move on po, going in our courses, enrolled courses, no? I'll be checking po yung ating chat box to answer po yung some of our questions before we jump in, no? Doon sa ating course page, no? So some questions like for the private files. Okay, so if you had created a folder, no, para po ma-download nyo ng buo yung folder na yon, then you need first to zip the file. Yan. You need first to compress the file. Yan. So pakita po natin. So dito sa private files. Yan. So we have here, no, yung ating folder. So you need to click that one. Tapos, sorry. You need to go back. Sorry. You need to click po yung bilog. Yan, yung may tatlong icon. So ito po part na to. Yung bilog na yan na may tatlong button. Tapos po, you need to zip first yung file. Okay. Once na sinip po natin yung file, then mag-appear po yung zip file dito sa loob po ng ating private file. And that's the time you can download po, no, yung full content ng folder na yan. So that's the time you can download po. So once na download nyo na po siya, you need to unzip. Yan. So I think po our management naman will be helping as well po yung ating mga Moodle champion, no? Pagdating po sa mga ganong klase ng terminology like yung zipping of file and zip of file po. Yan. So basically ganun po yung mangyayari. So let's check another questions po. So before we move on. Okay. So I think the questions here is all about the inside na po ng ating course page, no? So we will now go
May na eh, sa ako na pagsunodan eh.
we'll now go to our course page. Okay. Again po, dun sa mga bago pa lang po yung account, you can check po muna, no? Pay attention lang po muna sa screen ninyo while I'm doing po the walkthrough, no? Or yung actual navigation po ng ating course page. Okay. So, in the main course page, or should I say the personalized dashboard, no? To access po, no, yung inyong enrolled course page, you just need to go to the navigation drawer. So, 10 ulit nakapwesto si navigation drawer. In the top left corner of your screen. So, click lang po yung navigation drawer. Okay. Then, under My Courses, so makikita nyo po yung inyong mga enrolled courses dapat. So, I believe po yung mga unang nagawa ng accounts, no, ay meron po kayong courses under My Courses. Yan po. So again po, paano ma-access yun? So going to the top left corner of your screen, navigation drawer, you only need to click that. Then My Courses. Then under My Courses, your enrolled course. So let's say I have here CT 101. So in My Courses po, kahit anong role po ng inyong account, no, ay mag-appear po yung inyong mga courses diyan. It might be your course is under teacher account. Pwede rin naman pong student po yung inyong role sa course na yan, ay lahat po mag-appear sa under My Courses. Okay? So we'll now go inside in our course page. So ito po yung talagang ating main dish for this training. So click yung ating City 101, and I guess po iba po yung pangalan po ng sa mga participants natin, no? So again po, yung kanina lang po nagawan, we will still working on it po, no? I-enroll po namin kayo sa separate courses. But for the meantime po, no, you can follow po muna, no? So you would be more familiar with the things that you will be seeing on your course page. Okay, so go in My Courses, then kindly click lang po kung ano po yung naka-enroll sa inyo dyan. So this is the main function po ng ating LMS, no? So this is where the area you do the synchronous, asynchronous learning, you put your materials, quizzes, assignment, and different kind of activities, no, that would be cascaded to your students. So this is the area po na kinokontrol ni teacher, no, to deliver po yung kanila mga lesson materials. Okay. So in the course page, so let's let have ourselves to be familiar with the things we are seeing right now on your screen. Okay. Okay po. So this is the course page. So from time to time po, maririnig niyo yung term na yon, course page. Yan. So ito po yon, yung ating course page. So in the top right corner, mapapansin nyo po, same lang siya doon sa ating personalized dashboard, no, or sa ating main dashboard. We have there the notification, the messaging, the profile name, and as well, yung mga same options po, no, like what I have mentioned earlier. But later on, we'll be discussing about itong switch role 2. Yan. So yung switch role 2, so mamaya pa pag-uusapan natin yan. Okay, so in the top left side of your screen, no, under course page, so mapapansin natin, no, meron na po tayong kulay green na icon. So this is the turn edit on. Okay. So this is the golden feature of our learning management system, no? Especially for the teachers. So this is what we call the turn edit function. So once you click this one, you can now fully edit your whole course page. So later, didiscuss po natin yan in depth. So pay attention po, no, dito sa ating turn edit function. So it's green pag hindi po tayo naka-editing mode, then it's red pag naka-editing mode. When we talk about editing mode, no, you can change, you can replace and edit everything on your course page. But kung naka-green siya, you can only check, but you cannot edit anything. You cannot add anything. Okay, so that's the turn edit on. Then we have here the okay, so this one, yung katabi po ng ating course, ng ating turn edit function, we have the course management. Okay, so the course management, it looks like a 3-gear na magkakadikit, no? So this is where the area we customize the name, the logo, the backdrop of our course page. Everything talks about yung pinaka-back-end, no? Yung settings po ng ating course page. So mamaya gagawin po natin yung activity na yan. Okay, so again po, no, just to remind, no, we are still on the familiarization na nakikita natin. Then, sa navigation drawer o yung ating burger icon sa top leftmost ng ating ating page po. Ayan. Pag kinilik po natin yan, iba na po yung makikita niyo. So kung kanina ang nakikita po natin ay ito, yung dashboard, site home, calendar hanggang my courses po, no? So kung mapapansin nyo dito, mag-a-appear po yung pinaka-course code. So this is the course shortcode po ng aking course page. Followed by the participant, badges, competencies, grades. Then we have here the tile as well. So mamaya didiscuss po natin yan. So kung mapapansin nyo lang po, meron tayo mga ibang functions dito. Bukod dun sa dashboard site home na pinakita natin. Doon sa loob ng ating main dashboard or personalized dashboard, no? So these things, the participant up-to-date preference would only appear pag nandun na po tayo sa loob ng ating course page. Okay. So dito naman po sa baba, by default, we have here the announcement. Yan. So default activity po yan. Then we have here tiles. So the tiles, it will be depend po, no? But for our training, so along the way, we will be discussing na po yung pinaka-course creation, no? Yung plotting po ng inyong mga files yan para po preparation po sa upcoming pasukan. So the tiles would represent po the lessons.
Yeah. Jeff, nakat ka?
Hello? Na ano lang sir, wala na ng signal. Nawala na akong signal. Yan. I guess po nawalan ako ng signal, nahinto po ako sa tile. Tama po ba? So I was discussing about these tiles, yung mga boxes po.
Sorry, Sir Jeff. Sorry, I would like to cut you po muna. Sir,
Okay.
regarding po sa mga courses po na enrolled po sa mga teachers natin is, it has a corresponding number. Yun po yung pangalan ng course niyo po na naka-enroll po kayo as teacher. And then, doon po sa ating Model Basics na course is you are enrolled there as a student. Yun po yung ating self-paced courses po. So,
Okay, so
kindly send me
let
a
me show
private
lang po yung
message.
sinasabi ni Phoebe, no?
Ayan, yes po. Again, kindly send
So
me
I'll
po
be
a...
show lang po, no? So I'll just show muna Feb, no? Para makita nyo yung self-paced courses.
Our model basics is B3.9.
Sa aking my courses, sir, ayaw magbukas ito.
Supposed to be po, dapat po magbubukas po siya pag kinilig po natin.
Wala sir, ito pag inano ko yung dashboard, itong site home, calendar, nag-highlight sila. Ito lang my course ang hindi nag-highlight.
Apo. So, meron po bang nakalagay na course under po my courses? Wala pa ho.
Okay, so again po, kindly send me a
Dito
private
po, no?
message po.
Sir, under my courses is Moodle Basics, sir.
Ayan po. So, yan po, yung Moodle Basics po yan, yan po kayo enrolled as a student. Yan.
So, ito
you
ang
can,
i-click namin, sir.
hindi po muna. Hindi po muna.
Okay.
Yan po yung the Moodle Basics po. So, I'll just show po na yung Moodle Basics din po. So, you have
As of
there
now,
the
wala
Moodle
pa kami my courses. Wala pa my courses.
Sa akin po din, wala pong my courses po. Hindi po siya makiklik po.
Sa
Okay
akin,
po.
sa akin din, sir. My courses, wala. But below my
Sige.
courses,
Same
Moodle
thing
Basics
here.
lang.
Opo. So, yung bago po nagawa natin ng account, no? So, hindi pa po natin sila nagawan kanina ng course. But don't worry po, no? I-work out natin na malagyan na kayo ng courses. Yeah. For the meantime po, as what I've said earlier po, please pay attention lang po muna, no? For the surrounding po dun sa ating course pages. Yeah. Okay, so the Moodle Basics po, yung tulad po ng na-mention ni Phoebe, we will be enrolling po lahat po ng ating participants in this session under Moodle Basics, no? So para pwede po kayo mag-advanced study, no? Kahit wala pa ho yung ating training for that particular day, no? So the Moodle Basics will give comprehensive idea information to our participants. So ito rin po, no? Yung aking dinidiscuss din kanina. And so you can freely check yung mga laman po nito para po makatulong sa inyo to better understand po yung ating LMS. So ito rin po yung magiging reinforcement materials, no, na gagamitin po ninyo. So again po, all of you will be enrolled as a student in the Moodle Basics. Ayan. So ito po yung sinasabi kanina ni Phoebe. So tomorrow, early morning po, no, once na naglagay na po tayo ng files, you will be seeing po 2 courses. The first one is the Moodle Basics. Then the second one po, yung inyong teacher course. Okay? So I'll be going back po, no, sa aking actual course, yung aking teacher course. Yan. Okay, so yun po yung makikita natin under the course page, no. So now we will be trying to design, yan. Or babaguhin po muna natin yung ating course page based on our own preference. Yan. So how we will gonna do that, no? So sa top portion po ng inyong course page, okay? Dun po sa mga meron. Then you need to navigate inside the course management. Okay, saan po ba yung course management? Siya po yung katabi ng kulay green na icon na to, yung ating turn editing function. Ang katabi niya po is yung 3 gear. Yan po yung course management. Okay, kindly click course management. Then in the course management po, no, you need to go here in the question bank. You will be seeing yung forums. So 4 major functions po, category. Activities, question bank, course settings, then user link. So now for our next activity, we'll be changing po, no, yung looks po ng ating course page. Yan. Pati po yung pangalan, pabaguhin po natin. So,
sir, saan banda yan, sir? Yung clinic mo, saan banda yan?
Yan. Okay po, no? So, sa loob po ng ating course page, yung katabi po ng kulay green na icon. Yan. Yung turn editing feature, may katabi po siya na 3 gear icon na button, no? So, yun po yung i-click natin para po mapunta tayo dito. So, that is what we call the course management. Okay. Okay, so how to edit, no? Yung ating course settings. So first thing first. So go to course settings. Yan po, course settings muna. Then in the course settings po, no? You just need to put edit course settings. Okay, so you need to go to edit course settings. So click nyo lang po siya.
Jeff, Jerry here. Please.
Yes, sir.
I'm monitoring the chat box. Ano?
Opo.
Please check po na if everyone has the turn edit on button. I'm seeing a lot here that they don't have such.
Okay. We don't see a green icon.
We cannot see the course
okay.
training.
Yes. Okay po. I think you are inside
Hindi
the...
pa pareho yung mga pictures natin, sir.
Don't worry,
Sige
sir.
po.
We are checking on the URL, sir. We registered as a teacher. Thank you, sir, for bringing those.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
We only have the
So I'll
activities.
just go. Okay. So may I know po, nasa Moodle Basics po ba tayo? Or nandun sa mga course followed by number?
Moodle Basics.
Yes. Again po, for the Moodle Basics, wala po kayong teacher functionality dyan. So, yes po, wala po kayong teacher functionality. And that's the reason
Wala po, sir.
no?
Pag Moodle Basics 3.9, wala po kami dyan. Wala po kaming green.
Yes po, opo.
Sir
Kasi
Jeffrey.
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me po, Sir Jeffrey. What happened kasi ngayon, sir, is I think all of us, we are in the Moodle Basics V3.9, and what you are showing to us is under the CT 101. So it's kind of confusing po sa amin kasi what you have shown on your screen is completely different to us, because I believe we are now as a student, and then you're showing us as a instructor, which you're showing us how to edit like that, and we cannot follow that in our on the screen we have now, because we are student and you are teacher. Yes, sir. That's the problem now. We are teaching. Yes,
okay, so I'll just go back lang po dun sa ating main dashboard para po makasunod tayo. Okay. So again po, as what I've said earlier po, no, the Moodle Basics, ang functionality po natin, no, naka-enroll po kayo dyan for the self-paced courses po, no, para makapag-advanced study. But unfortunately, you are not a teacher access, no? So kaya wala po yung green icon na sinasabi ko po, no? So, if you will be going po, no, in the dashboard po, top left corner po, yung ating navigation drawer, under my courses, it's supposed to be, you have 2 available courses there. The first course, it's followed by a number, no? So, like this one. Then, the other one po is Moodle Basic. Yan. For the Moodle Basic po, no, hindi nyo pa muna siya i-access. You can access that po pagtapos po ng session natin. Parang refresher course po siya. Pwede nyo siyang balikan. Now, the thing that you need to go into is a course followed by a number. I guess I will be asking Phoebe. Feb?
Hello, sir.
Can you share your access para mapakita natin yung yung itsura ng course number na sinasabi mo?
Okay, sir.
Sir, I don't have CT 101 here, sir. Only Moodle Basics.
Yan po. So again po, no, yung iba po ay ginagawa po, yung mga ginagawan po natin ng account, nagawan po natin ng account kanina is ginagawan pa po namin ngayon ng courses po, no. So that's why I'm asking po.
Excuse me, sir, wala din akong sir, sa CT 101.
Wala po bang wala po kayong nakitang additional course sa baba po ng Moodle Basics 3.9 po sa inyong account?
Wala
Wala
po lahat, ma'am.
Wala, ma'am. Wala.
po, ma'am.
Wala. Nandito is
My
Ethic
course is
Orientation, Moodle Basics, Learner Orientation, and Advanced Usage of Moodle.
Oo, wala talaga.
Yeah, actually, sir
Wala,
and
ma'am.
ma'am. Good afternoon. Actually, sir and ma'am, if in your Gmail that you have received, you have assigned course, you can search that in all courses. So you just click all courses, then search the course that is assigned to you in the email that you have received.
Yes po.
It
But
cannot be found in my
unfortunately,
courses.
yes po. Unfortunately po, hindi po kasi na-email din po lahat. And then, yung emails kasi po is cannot be, hindi po pumapasok yung mga emails ko po. Kaya ang nangyari is yun yung naging ano, sir.
Dalawa lang makikita namin dito, ma'am. Yung 345 lang.
Okay. I will also open my complete list of accounts po para makita nyo kung anong course po kayo naka-assign. You may directly search it po in the platform. Open ko lang po, sir.
Okay. So, can you share, Feb? Para makita
Yes, sir.
nila. So, Alicia, stop sharing na para makita lang yung itsura.
Yung iba, nagbibigay na din po ng course number. So, I think nakita na po nila yung mga courses po nila. Okay.
Kumana ka, di. Sige, binuang diya. Di, nud ko nang naong ni Moron.
Mute, please, mute.
So for the courses po kasi na ginawa ko po is just a sample demo course for the sake po ng ating training for today and up to the next succeeding days po. You will use that course for you to para po masundan po yung training ni Sir Jeff. And so for the next 4 days, yun po yung gagamitin yung sample demo course ni po.
Hi, good afternoon. I just want to ask, how can we possibly follow the instructions of Sir Jerry to click this and click that and do this and do that, when in fact we are assigned to different courses? I just can't comprehend what to click because others are enrolled in another courses. According to one of the teachers here who answered me, that I have a different course that is assigned to me from my department, from my secretary. Now, if Sir Jerry is trying to instruct us, click this and click that and do this and do that, how is that possible for us when we are in the first place assigned to different courses? Naglibog na ko.
Yes,
Diba,
ma'am.
ate?
Same here, same here.
Salamat.
parehas.
Bye-bye. Love
Same
you.
here.
Bye-bye. Sige, thank you.
Dili
Manamor
to
ko.
follow.
Libog na oka. Sige.
Different perspectives are coming out.
May moment na sa libog na buhok niya na. Inawan sa kanya na meron dyan sa kusamuka. Yan naglikaro pamilya.
Phoebe, are you showing the sample courses now?
Hello, sir. Yes po.
Hello,
Okay, sir.
hello,
Yeah.
Sir Jerry.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Jeff. Just to be in sync. Okay. Jeff, what you are presenting earlier, just to be clear, para masabtan sad sa participants, because in an LMS, there are different roles. Like,
Yes
so
po.
just to be, with just para lang ma-understand po, Jeff, sa participants, when you navigate, I would suggest that you will tell, okay, I am acting right now as a teacher, and then, or maybe, or this one is, as you are as a student, because in your account, in each account that we have, we can be a teacher, we can act as we can be also as a student enrolled in a course. So that's why it would have to be clear, Jeff. When you say my courses, in the my courses, in that my courses, is it I am a teacher or is it I am a student on that particular course? So para ma-clear lang siya, Jeff. And then at the same time, it would be clear to them also na once you navigate, what is your role right now? So para they can shift as a teacher, then as a student. That's why they were not able to follow. Kay, again, sa my courses, in LMS, you can act with different roles. You can be, for example, your role can be a teacher plus administrator, and then so on. So that's why magkuan siguro, Jeff, mas better if unsa man ni siya, teacher site, or is this at student? So ana lang. And then the courses that we mentioned earlier, is it the courses that we handle, or is it the courses na as a student me? So something like that lang. So what courses you are referring to? So for example, as what Ms. Koan earlier said na, kaning my courses that we are assigned, are we students or are we teachers on those courses? Are we as assigned teacher for that course? So ana lang, to be clear also, to be aligned. Thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome, ma'am. Thank you po.
Sir
Thank you
Jeff,
po for that.
suggestion lang, sir.
Yes po, sir.
Yes, sir, dahil kami magtuturo nito, dapat ang ituro sa amin kung anong gagawin sa instructor, hindi na yung sa student side, dahil it takes time.
Yes, sir. Actually,
kung ituro sa amin about sa student, paano namin magawa yung sa instructor na rumble student, instructor na matutunan namin, mag-rumble kami niyan, sir, hindi namin ma-follow yan.
Sir,
approve.
Yes po, no? So everyone is actually created po specified courses po, no? So as you can see po in the chat box, meron po mga naka-access, no? It just happened po dun sa mga bagong account lang pong nagawa, no? Is wala pa pong enrolled courses. So ginagawa pa lang po ni Miss PB Leeds, no? While we are doing po yung ating training. So I would requesting po everyone na doon po sa wala pa akong course is pay attention lang po muna, no, doon sa ating what we will be seeing po, no, sa loob po ng isang course page. Then we will be having another session po for that na will be putting po yung inyong mga material. So in your case po, doon po sa iba kasi is naka-enroll pa lang po sa Moodle Basics 3.9, no? Pero po yun dun sa iba, kung mapapansin nyo, meron pong dalawang courses, no? Yung isa pong course is intentionally as a teacher. So yun po talaga yung part ng training natin. Pero yung sa Moodle Basics po, you doesn't need to access that po during the training, but rather that is your reference lang po, no, after the training.
Isira na po tahan, bibi.
So we are currently looking po, no, yun dun sa mga courses nyo.
Mr. Jeffrey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, this is Captain Punay, sir, from METC. I am having concern with my Windows, sir, because it has changed to another type, and I cannot follow you. I had already sent a message through the chat.
Sir Jeff, if I may. Sir Jeff,
yes, ma'am.
Since the challenge right now, because we are all online, and then as what Sir Jeffrey mentioned earlier, that there are some that is already, most especially those who have been registered ahead, they have already the courses that has been assigned as per required in the training. And those who are just recently added, there is still a need to do some settings and adjustments. We're in right now. It is not done yet. So that is why, since this is a recorded session, and then later we will just have, and then another is, as mentioned, there will be a fast-paced video that will be provided, because some were able to access naman, most especially those who have been set up already for the training. Currently, most of those encountered issues are actually those that has been added lang recently, were in settings and setup kulang pa. So that is why, since to have our marabag again, and it's not what we can do right now is to follow through the walkthrough ni Sir Jeffrey, because we cannot be catered as a whole. We are around 500 at the same time. So mo na di requested na anyway, by tomorrow siguro, for example, these things will be you're not on all. We will have, maybe Sir Jeff, we can have a murag ka ng review on for today's session, most especially daghan patag mga technical problems and all. So,
Yes, ma'am.
ana lang, we will follow through. We understand that we have this, we cannot access this, my laptop is this. Dili man gud nato ron na makuan kay we are not seeing each other. That's the difficulty. So right now, to run through lang our training para di makuan lang nato ang session. Just like for example karon, there are some na naka-access and all, maputol bitaw ta. So again, we understand, and do not worry. We have discussed this. I think the team would also be discussing along the way if we will have supplemental training or additional session managed by each team per unit. For this one, kay most especially, this is managed or trained or facilitated by CNE. Or so ana lang, so that we can move with the session, and not because others again were able to access. So if dili ta maka-follow through, nga dili jud ta maka-click what Sir Jeffrey is doing, so what we can do is mo kuan lang sa iyahang gi-show sa karon ba, if it's on to everyone. Kay if each one of us, how many takabuok, and each one of us will be catered. Earlier, we are doing that for around 2 hours. So ana ta, ang mahitabo nato jud, if we will gonna do that we will cater each one ba na concern. So if it except if all of us wala jud naka-access, that's the kana diha mangundang mo hold sa ta, mo hold off sa ta. But if in case, as mentioned, most of the problems nga na-encounter karon katunang naulahi og register. So for now, while waiting nga ma-okay na atong account, mo listen na lang sa sessions. Then Sir Jeff, maybe we can review for tomorrow nga session for that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We will
you.
actually have
Miss Jacqueline.
we will be actually go back
Miss
po, no?
Jacqueline, we will ask also our project manager what is her thought about this session.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Actually, I am reading on the from our chat box. Actually, I think there were two good recommendations from our faculty. Like, I think most of us, or maybe all of us, as having the student version for the screen. I think all of us is available for that, or I think most. How about Sir Jeff, if we will finish on that first before on the teacher side? Can we do that, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Actually, what we are doing right now for the training, it's not more on the editing function, but it's more on the familiarization for the day one. So to address as well any concerns that might arise for preparation for tomorrow. So I believe po na some other accounts is actually have their very own teacher courses, and some other yeah. So I guess I can discuss first the model basics, as we know that
Yes, sir,
everyone. So
yeah.
how you will be using po yung ating model basics, no? But okay. Then we can proceed tomorrow on the actual instructor course on how you will be putting po, no, and at the same time the course management of your very own teacher's course pages. So later po we will be having
Yes, sir.
let's have time po, no, to get all the list, and at the same time we will be just checking po, no, because I think somehow the emails when we are checking actually had already mixed up with other emails but separate information. It was also because of the files that was sent to us during Friday and weekends, no? But don't worry po.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We understand that one. And maybe the second is maybe we could have a break maybe for 15 minutes so that you can also get ready for that for the next answer.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes, ma'am. We could have our afternoon break. So it's already 3:10. So I'll be expecting for everyone to be back at 3:25. So we'll be having a 15 minutes
Yeah, yes,
break
sir. And
for
we
that.
will proceed on the student application because I
Yes.
think this is the most application which is available to most of the faculty.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am Oma, do you agree with it?
I agree.
Yeah,
But
okay.
Miss Jack,
So,
whatever
yes,
is the whatever is the pleasure of the body, I think what is important, as per Jeffrey mentioned, that dahil na lang siguro yung confusion because the direction is for teachers training, but I think I agree with you na since mostly kay student problema na that's the student side. Okay, but then again, that is model basics naman, so that would be good. Jeff, is it okay? Maraman Jeff, no? Is it a major change or not? Or shifting?
Wala naman po, ma'am.
Wala
Actually,
ra. Okay.
that is also our reference.
Yes, we're good, Miss Jackie. So, I just making sure sa side ni Jeffrey if the shifting of the session is not going back. Okay, sige. We're good with that. Okay. Sige.
I hope I can log on first. I am left behind.
Sir
yeah, yes, sir. That is, we also have a break to cater also those faculty who are not able to learn.
We would like to request everyone nga dili lang ta magka ng sagol, we will have to respect each other.
Hello, sir.
Overlap or other,
Hello, sir.
especially those who are talking. So please lang.
Ma'am Jack.
Yes, sir.
Sa ano ba? Yung which is more better kung makinig at saka tumitingin lang muna kami sa share screen ni Sir Jeff nagano para lahat talaga maka-follow, hindi yung mag-share screen siya tapos ang iba naman ano ng sarili nilang ano yan yung account na yung screen. So hindi talaga maka-follow dahil si Sir Jeff nauna na yung isa naghanap pa kung saan ang pindutin. It's better yung siguro makinig lang muna kami lahat at saka tumitingin muna sa share screen. Din bago
Yes,
after
sir.
that,
Maudyo na among suggestion ganina pa, sir. Bitaw na ang suggestion.
Kami na mag-practice so try to make
Yes,
this
sir.
one.
Maudyo na ang suggestion ganina pa, sir. Actually, kay we cannot cater each one, sir. So bitaw na nga we have to focus na lang sa what has been shared on the screen and the walkthrough. Then we will just have the recording later on our own. Anyway, we have an access.
So, okay, you click this one, you scroll this one, you open this one. So parang in-instructan kami na sa mag-open kami na.
Yes, sir. Maudyo na siya, sir, sa amo ang sa lesson, sir. Maudyo na ang pag-discuss.
Pero hindi pa kami well-versed nitong ano na to sa electronics.
Yes, sir.
Kaya
yes, sir. I agree with you. So just ignore sa mura lang si Sir Jeffrey o moingon nga gi-instructan ka pero not necessarily nga kanang mo execute jud kadayon. So on a side si ni Sir Jeffrey, it's demo based manggod siya sir. So it's more on instructional. So pwede ra jud siya sir. So sorry for that. O murag I agree with you sir.
Na-misinterpret lang namin.
Yes, sir. Sir Jeff, maybe you could, sakto raman, Sir Jeff, but murag, it's may sound manggod, sir, nga naghulat ka nga mo execute sila. So maybe, yeah, you run through na this is how we gonna do it, and then,
Yes, ma'am. It's more
Thank
on
you.
the familiarization
yes,
lang
yes,
ng
Sir Jeff. You gonna
Then
click
the
this. Dili lang siya sir nga mura bitaw og they're waiting for them to execute something. Yeah, I agree with Sir Joy nga murag ma-pressure sad sila sir ba nga mo execute sila because kuan.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for clarifying that, Miss Moma and Miss Jacqueline. I also agree with Sir Joy kay we are following manggod unya. That should have been instructed in the beginning. We are assigned to different courses, so you don't need to perform what I'm doing now. Kay mura exactly, I agree with the three of you nga mura mi og kanang nag-instruct si Sir Jeffrey nga you should be seeing this and you are clicking this now, so naratol in town me. So I hope you understand we are not kanang putting pressure on Sir Jeffrey. That should have been the instruction in the beginning. You will just observe because we are assigned to different courses. Kana unta to. That was should have been the first instruction. So karon mutanaw na lang mi og giunsa para the next time.
Yes, ma'am. Actually,
Yes.
ma'am, na-mention siya, murag passing lang siguro niya. Ang tono sa ni Sir Jeffrey, kanaanad manggod siya og hands-on training. So,
Yeah.
So,
Nya
murag,
kami naratol
actually,
nako
na-mention
sa
na mo. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, naratol nako sa you should be seeing the green light. Naratol na kog sugod because he is presenting CT 101 and I'm having Moodle 3.9, so diha ratol nagsugod. On the top dunay green icon. You should be seeing the green icon. Click the green icon. I should be seeing it, but where is it? So ko lolo dagon ako ayo mo nang nitingog na lang ko, but there's no pressure on Sir Jeffrey. Like I said, I'd like to reiterate, the first instruction should be do not do anything because we have different courses. Salamat kaayo.
Sige, Ma'am Ray. So, actually, kay kuana na jud ganina na di jud maka-follow through tanan kay lain-lain na jud siya og account na gani uban nga wala pa joy access. So that is why katong gi-mention nga if katong dili jud maka-follow through or dili jud maka-click kay napoy uban na ay internet connection connectivity problem kay ni-click nimo sa my courses way mulugwa. So meaning na pa na nagloading pa na siya. So mao jud na ang kuan, but again naanad man gud si Sir Jeff na demo jud base siya. So ayaw lang jud ka pressure na lang, di ba Miss Jacqueline? So
yeah, actually ma'am, yeah, so let us just put ourselves just like watching YouTube video tutorial. Kana ra gyud sit down lang and then we have follow lang or unsay kanang presentation ni Sir Jeff because the application will be on the next scheduled training pa man.
Yes.
Kana lang siya.
Resume tag 320 Sir Jeff, no?
Ma'am, excuse me.
Resume tag Sir
Or
320 Sir Jeff. 325. Okay.
Yeah, 325. I think it's good time also for a break. Good.
Ma'am, I was thinking, ma'am, if we could use the remaining time to address the concerns of all the faculty that do not have accounts and the courses as well. And
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, yes, sir.
We could resume
Yes, sir.
on
That's better.
Well, we're
tomorrow.
having a break, and then we will address also the other concerns of the faculty. Katong wala pa gid kasulod.
I love
We
the
will
idea.
work on that.
So I was thinking, ma'am, maybe
Mas maayo na, ma'am.
we could proceed with
Wa pa jud may kasunod, ma'am.
use of the course page tomorrow, and we discuss first the technical issues like who among the participants does not have the account, courses. So we will just gather the data and recheck po yung mga na-submit.
I love the idea.
Yeah. Would that be okay, Miss Moma?
I hope so.
Miss Jacqueline, sir. Si Miss Jacqueline,
Si
Sir
Miss Jacqueline.
Jeff. Mm-mm.
Yes, Miss Jacqueline.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hi.
Can we
Yes, Sir
have,
Jeff.
rather than we resume po kasi I think it will cause, uncomfortable part po sa ating mga participants because they are not actually on the same page because others has just recently created accounts. Then somehow the others have their own teacher's account. So what we're gonna do is just ask everybody to resend their credentials, and those who have not yet credentials can also submit to us, so we can start looking again to the enrolled users as well, all the courses.
You should not be
Yeah,
a
and that
teacher
is
behind.
for the preparatory for tomorrow, sir, for the application.
Yes, so we could proceed po about the course editing for everyone tomorrow.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I may add,
We
Jerry.
will ask them to.
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll sort out all accounts that have problem right now. First and foremost, those who cannot do the login, those are basic. Second one will be those who were able to log in, but no courses were created yet because they were able to do so only for today.
Yeah.
What I have in mind is tomorrow, at least we will go back again 9 o'clock, and all of us already have the same accounts as teachers. We all have all the courses that we need. All the registrations are successful, logging in, and so on and so forth. So that by tomorrow, when we reach the course creation part, we'll be able to do everything smoothly already. What do you think, ma'am?
Bullseye. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it's good thing we have to finish first the completion of the logging in of our faculty. Tapusin muna natin on the next day kasi maa-assign na talaga sila what would be the course assigned sa kanila.
Exactly, ma'am. So just to inform, yeah, for the information of everyone, what happened was first, from the batch of email addresses that were sent to us ahead of time, beginning Friday, Saturday, and going until Sunday, unfortunately, the email addresses were not matching the actual email addresses when we put them already this morning. So doon ko nag-start yung mix up no nung ano. Pangalawa po is that the official and personal emails were not in sync, no? So we are addressing also that one. And the other one is for strange reason, we are able to access the logins that we provided you, but when they are being accessed by the teachers themselves, unfortunately, they cannot do so. So those are the areas that we are looking at into right now. And probably to some extent, there are browser and connectivity issues. So from the end of CNE, we will be sorting this out today. Again, we'll make sure that all of those who have been encountered problems with logging in, we will sort them out. Lilinisin din po namin yung sa system, nasan yung duplication. It could be a personal and an official email, then one username and password. So we're going to sort that out. The same time, we will be creating all the courses that you'll be needing so that by tomorrow, those that are being presented by Jeff, like the
course editing
button there that you're not seeing right now, we'll make sure that you'll be able to do that. And the gears, the 3 gears, all of the functionalities and features that you should be able to see as a teacher, by tomorrow we'll be able to do that. Okay, so siguro what we would ask Ma'am Jacqueline is that how we'd like to come up now with a list of names for those who have not yet registered successfully. No, I think that's the most basic one, because the creation of courses that can be done already as soon as we're able to do the login successfully. But first things first, everyone should be able to log in. So for those who are not able to log in yet, those are the accounts that we want to reconcile for now. What do you think po, ma'am?
Yeah, yes, sir. As of this afternoon, I think this the system itself can identify naman who among the faculty have already logged in. So I think we need those lists kung sino na yung nakakalagin, and then we have to coincide it with our lists on the faculty as well, so that it's easy for us to identify sino pa yung hindi pa nakakalagin. And
Yeah.
we can directly send it to your side also.
Okay. Since we're all here now, I mean those who are here and yet they are not able to register or log in successfully, may I again submit this recommendation that we send all email type in right now privately directly to Phoebe, only to Phoebe, the email address and the name. Because what happened is that when we are able to collect the email addresses, there were some errors on the spelling. Like, for example, it should have been underscore, and yet it was took as dash, something like that, like Jeric dash Gomez should have been Jeric underscore Gomez. So something like that. So we'd like to identify those errors lang, but to be sure that we'll not incur the same mistake or errors, I would recommend, ma'am, that we send them right now. If for those who are not able to log in yet successfully, please bear with us. If you can just type in and make sure that you're able to send correctly the email, your email addresses and your full name to privately to Phoebe Litzinoyan, our support officer here, using the chat box. Okay po kaya yan, ma'am? But the rest, for those who are able to register successfully without any problem, they're seeing all their courses and all, I think we have no problem at all with that, and they can smoothly integrate tomorrow when we resume at 9 o'clock.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. May I know who is moderating this webinar?
The moderator in essence, sir, will be Jeff, who will be handling the whole technical session on our end.
Okay, because yes, I would just like to suggest maybe in our future sessions that the moderator should put all attendees in mute position. Okay. Anyway, there is the chat box for those who have questions, and the moderator will only acknowledge them if the question is like a very a valid one. Kasi ang nangyayari, if everybody is allowed to just ask questions in the middle of the presentation, we will not probably be able to finish everything in 4 days. So as what was mentioned by Ms. Moma earlier, anyway, there is a recorded video, okay, of the presentation. So maybe we will just allow the presentation to flow, and then probably if we still have time at the end of the session, then maybe we can entertain questions